Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to William Ball Stadium here in Exeter. It is a gorgeous day for football. Sunshine temperatures in the low 50s. The stands are full. Londonderry fans on the main grandstand, Bedford fans across from the press box. I'm Harry Kozlowski here with Corey Munster Tiger. Corey, who thought we'd be here at the start of the season after dropping our opener against Nashua North? And now the number 10 seed, Bedford Bulldogs, have fought their way to the finals of the NHIAA Division I.
That's just it, number 10 seed. I never lost faith from the opening kickoff. Yes, they dropped a tough one to start the season. They dropped a tough one to end the season. But their defense has come together at the right time with 3 straight shutouts here in the playoffs. And they're looking to continue that trend today here in Exeter.
We had a chance to speak with the coach before this contest. I caught him right after some Thanksgiving food shopping. He had this to say.
We're speaking with Coach Zach Matthews after a dominating 32-0 win over Timberlane in the Division I semifinals. Every phase of that game was clicking. You couldn't have drawn up a better game plan.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you drop a game plan, you hope that it goes that way, and rarely ever does it go as well as it went that night. So certainly the kids were ready to play, and they executed really everything we asked of them, and it's not very often you get to play in playoff games that are that one-sided, and that's a testament to the kids and the hard work they've been putting in.
And one kid in particular, Colby Snow, had the game of his career. 4 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 2 receiving. He even took care of the extra points. He had over 200 yards on offense just on those scoring plays. Was the plan to run the offense through him on Friday, or was it just him making the most when his opportunities came up?
Yeah, I think it was, and Colby's always a part of our game plan, but I think that, as far as that's concerned, Colby just really made the most of his opportunities. And so you call certain pass plays, and really it depends on who gets open. It's really in the quarterback's hands. So you envision, obviously, certain plays going his way. Obviously, the runs were putting the ball in his hands, and he made some great cuts, and Danny was able to find him on some of the pass plays. So, to be honest, we always want to get Colby involved, but that was kind of a special night for him as far as the ball just kept finding him, and he ended up finding the end zone pretty much every single time he touched it.
The thing about the Bulldogs is how you've really been able to mix up the game plans all year. You can win on the ground, you can make plays through the air, and your defense can shut the door and win that way as well. Certainly your scoreless streak is unprecedented. It's a testament to your players and your coaching staff.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's something that our kids are taking a lot of pride in at this point, and I think that they want to keep it going, obviously, as long as they can. It's also something that's a little bit concerning on the other end too, because I don't want the kids to ever think that just because we give up a score that we're not doing a good job. I mean, eventually somebody's going to score on us again, and really shutouts aren't the barometer for success. What we're looking for is obviously to win football games. Getting back to your question or your comment really about the offense, going into every season, we want to be balanced. We want to have the ability to run the football and throw the football, because then it makes it that much more difficult for defenses to defend. And as you get to the end of the road, specifically in the playoffs, most of the teams are putting together solid defenses, and every team's going to put together a different game plan. So if somebody's going to load the box and try to stop the run, we want to be able to throw it. And if they're going to play pass coverage, then we need to be able to run the ball. And so our kids have definitely done a good job on the offense side of the ball, just kind of evolving as the year's gone on, and really just improving week in and week out.
Now, Londonderry has been the consensus top team all year. What do they do that makes them so formidable, and how do you think your Bulldogs match up against them? I'm not sure if the Lancers have faced a team as versatile as Bedford this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think that when I look at Londonderry and I look at what they've done, obviously, winning a couple championships in the past 3 years, their kids play with a lot of confidence. They believe in their system. But the thing that jumps out is their athleticism. And I think that they're the most athletic team we faced this year. Their team speed, the way they kind of fly on the perimeter offensively and defensively. And so that's really going to be something that we're going to have to be ready for. That being said, I think that they haven't seen somebody with our team speed. So I think our teams are very similarly matched. We're not the biggest teams in the state, but I think as far as our athleticism and our speed, I think we're definitely 2 of the most athletic and faster teams that are in the NHIAA.
It's been a lot of fun watching your team grow every week from a team that really didn't have a clear identity at the start of the year to becoming a dominant defense in Division I and an offense that can score either through the air or on the ground. And players like Colby Snow, Logan Sphere, Dom Tagliaferro emerging as stars. What was the season like for you as a coach, seeing that growth?
Yeah, obviously it's a rewarding experience. I mean, every year as a coach, you go into this thing and you try to tell yourself that, you know, each team is going to be different. And this team was certainly different than the teams we've had in the past. And even myself as a coach, you know, players, coaches, we all have to kind of adapt and modify based on what we have in front of us. And so initially, you know, you start the year and you're doing some of the same things you did last year. And to be honest, those things just didn't really fit this group really well. And so for me as an offensive play caller and an offensive coordinator, we had to try to figure out, all right, what does this group of kids do well, and let's put them in the position to succeed. And so I think that's why you've seen some of the growth and development throughout the season. It's much of a learning curve for us as coaches as it is for the players. We're trying to figure out what they do well. They're trying to figure out how they get along with one another, what the team chemistry is. And so I think that's the biggest thing too, is the team chemistry as far as this group this year. You know, they love playing the game with one another. They play for each other. There's very little selfishness for the kids who are seeing the field for us. And as long as we're finding team success, they're satisfied.
Coach, you made it all the way to the finals. Good luck to you, and I'm sure everybody in the town of Bedford's wishing you luck as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. And thank you to everybody out there who's been supporting us throughout the journey. You know, this is, obviously, it's a special experience for players and coaches, and we understand it's also a special experience for community members, and we appreciate all the support.
That's Coach Zach Matthews of the Bedford Bulldogs. Spoke to him on Wednesday about his team. That team, by the way, elevated to number 2 in the Union Leader Top 10 poll. Londonderry, of course, the consensus number 1 all season long. Corey, what do you see as the key in this game?
Well, Coach Matthews talked about it a couple of times there. Both teams have incredible athleticism. Both teams have incredible speed, and those are going to make the differences today. We saw that special teams played into a huge factor for the Lancers last week in that 21-7 win over Pinkerton. They got a blocked punt, after which the scoop and score pushed them out to a 14-0 lead, which they held for most of the game. So you're going to see that athleticism and speed all throughout, specifically on the defense. Again, Bedford has to ride their defense. They've had 3 straight shutouts to start the playoffs. They're going to look to continue that trend today.
And, of course, Bedford has that shutout streak going on defense here. They're going to be tested sorely here by the Lancers, led by quarterback Drew Heenan. Drew is 55.2% passer, 69 of 125, 1,374 yards on the season, 17 touchdowns with only 3 interceptions. And his main target, Andrew Kuhlman, number 11, 24 receptions, 667 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, quick recap on how each team got here, too. The Lancers, as we talked about, were 8-1 in the regular season, 8-0 in New Hampshire as they tore through their competition in the regular season. Their only loss came against out-of-state Bishop Hendricken. And, again, they were rolling ever since the first snap of the season. They got a bye in the first round of playoffs as they came in with that number 1 seed and then handled both of their opponents in the playoffs, 21-7 against Merrimack and then that same score against Pinkerton, 21-7 last week to get here to the finals.
And Londonderry during the regular season scored 310 points total. That averages 38.75 points per game. This is strictly counting their NHIAA opponents. Meanwhile, on defense, they only let up 93 points. That's an average of 11.6 per game. Bedford, on the other hand, scoring 210 points, averaging 26 and a quarter, while keeping opponents to 71 points on defense. That's an 8.875 average. Now in the playoffs, the teams are actually a lot closer. Londonderry scoring 42, Bedford scoring 67 points in 3 playoff contests, while the Londonderry Lancers gave up 14 points. Bedford has yet to give up a point in the playoffs.
Road to the finals for the Bulldogs. Thank you for those stats, Harry. The Bulldogs came in at a number 10 seed as they had a 6-3 regular season, 5-3 in New Hampshire. They won against out-of-state Thornton Academy. Their 3 losses came, again, like we talked about, Nashua North to start the season. They dropped one to BG, and then they lost their last game of the season against Merrimack. So coming into the playoffs, number 10 seed, they had to travel to Wyndham in that first round, who they beat 28-0. They followed that win with a spectacular defensive battle against Nashua North. Unfortunately, Nashua North had a few injuries, but you can't blame the Bulldogs for pulling that win out 7-0. And then last week, again, it was snowing all night, not literally but figuratively, as Colby Snow had the game of a lifetime at Timberlane as the Bulldogs took home a 32-0 victory.
You can hear the crowd getting excited as both teams are about to enter the field of play. Lancers wearing their blue with red pants. Bedford, of course, wearing the road whites with black pants, as they've done all tournament long. You were speaking about being a number 10 seed. This is the first time a 10 seed has ever made it to the NHIAA Division I football finals. Of course, this is the first time they've ever had more than 8 seeds in the tournament, which indicates that loss against Merrimack at the end of the year, if this were still an 8-game or 8-team tournament, the Bulldogs would not have even made it. So hats off to the NHIAA for expanding the playoff field and allowing a team to have a bad game, not let that bad game keep them out of the playoffs.
They definitely caught a break there with that expanded playoff field. And again, the NHIAA changed those rules and qualifications for the playoffs this year. So and we're seeing it play out here. A very strong Bedford team throughout the regular season. They dropped a tough one to end the season, but here they are in the finals. And the crowds are showing their support for their fans. Bedford crosses the field on the left-hand side. Bedford fans on the far stands. Londonderry comes in from the right end zone here at William Ball Stadium, Eustis Field. They trot to the near sideline as the Londonderry fans are here in the stands.
Yeah, I was going to say you hear them a lot more because they're right up against the press box. The Bedford grandstand is across the way, so there's a good contingent of Bedford fans. They filled that far end zone, the far grandstand, I should say. But lots of blue and red fans here for Londonderry as well. For those listening to us here on Bedford 105.1, just a reminder, you'll be able to see the broadcast that BCTV is recording of this game starting Monday, November 28th at 1 p.m. It'll be on channels 1072 as well as channel 23. It'll also be on YouTube and all our on-demand platforms. Thank you for tuning in all season to Bedford Bulldogs football on BCTV and Bedford 105.1.
State championship, Harry. I mean, solid pregame tailgate in the parking lot. I loved that.
Oh, yeah.
Fans were out playing cornhole, throwing a pickle around the parking lot, having a good old time with it.
Yeah, I got here around 11 o'clock and the tailgaters were here strong, so definitely got here early and got to enjoy this wonderful weather we've got here. It's really a terrific weather day with blue skies and temperatures near 50. Really not much wind to speak of, so the elements should not be a factor in this game.
The Londonderry Marching Band is here. Down to our right, I believe they will carry the national anthem for us in a few minutes. Bedford, there it is.
Our national anthem to be performed by the Londonderry High School Marching Band.
Londonderry Marching Band. one of the premier high school marching bands in the nation. They often get invited to major parades. They've done the Tournament of Roses parade, and I believe they've got something else lined up for New Year's. I'm not sure if it's the Tournament of Roses again, but they will be probably on some national network TV broadcast.
I would think so. They seem like they are a little bit down in numbers today, but again, this is a somewhat unexpected event for them, so perhaps only 80 kids were able to show up today.
Well, it is Thanksgiving weekend. Some kids had family obligations and whatnot.
Happy Thanksgiving out there to everybody, listeners and viewers. We appreciate the fantastic week celebration with family and friends.
Yeah, we hope everybody survived Black Friday. Coin flip at the Big E in the middle of the field, 50-yard line. We'll see who wins the toss here.
Again, championship. This is a special moment for seniors here, Harry, as some of them will have the opportunity to play at the next level, but for many of them, this is their last game.
And for the Bedford team that really didn't have expectations of being in this game, I think it's extra sweet. They can savor these four extra games that they got in the tournament. So I believe the Lancers have won the toss, and they're going to defer, which means Bedford will get the ball first, and they're going to defend the end zone to our right, and they will be receiving the kick.
So Danny Black will be able to march out the Bedford offense to start the game. 12 minutes on the clock. Teams are going to retreat to their own sidelines. Get a little psych up. A little pregame last moment words. And then we'll have kickoff.
You know, teams like to defer these days, and you always do want the kick to begin. You know, you want the ball to start the second half, but this is an opportunity for Bedford, for Danny Black and crew, to get Londonderry behind the 8 ball. If they can drive down the field, get some points, and keep the Lancers in a position they're not used to, playing from behind, that would be a really big accomplishment early in this game.
It sure would. Statement possession, right? Come out flying, come out hitting all cylinders, and put some points on the board with that first possession. We'll make a statement. And
as I told the coach, I don't think the Lancers have played a team as versatile as Bedford, a team that can score on the ground, can grind yards out, but also can attack through the air. And we've got weapons as well. Colby Snow, 26 receptions and 512 yards this year. He's got 8 TDs through the air. 68 carries, of course. Colby also running back, 425 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground. So he has almost 1,000 yards of offense this year and 11 touchdowns. Colby Snow.
Dynamic and versatile player, and again, that athleticism and speed that we talked about, a perfect example of that in Colby Snow.
And he kicks the field goals and extra points, too. He can do it all.
Looks like Jack Drabick will kick off for the Lancers. Number 4, again, left to right here. Ball's teed up on the 40-yard line. We're ready to go. It's set up on the left hash. 4 coverage men to his right. Little pooch kick to the right-hand side. Caught up back. Jack Rizzo catches it on the 36-yard line for the Bulldogs, where they will begin.
And the timing of that kick was something, because Rizzo had to keep his cool. He had blue jerseys all around him right when he made that catch. Talk about pressure.
So good field position here. On their own 36-yard line. We'll see what Coach Matthews has dialed up to start this game off on the offensive side. Danny Black in the pistol with Logan Sphere behind him. Soden is wing left. 2 tight end set. Colby Snow split out to the right, comes in motion to the right. Sphere off left tackle. Bowls ahead for 2, maybe 3 yards. Out to the 39, almost to the 40. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Pretty basic bread and butter play for the Bulldogs. Logan Sphere's their power back, attacking that Londonderry front. They had 5 rushers on the line of scrimmage.
Interesting that they came out in their 2 tight set as well. It seems like they might want to be considering a ball control offense here. Steady, plodding. Same thing here. Soden wing right, Snow is left, and he'll get the jet sweep to the right side, out around the right end, squeaks through that second layer and has a first down out near midfield.
Snow cut it inside when he saw an opening and picked up 9 yards on that carry, got it all the way up to the Bedford 49-yard line. First down for the Bulldogs. They move the sticks.
So 1st and 10, knocking on the door of Lancer territory. Bulldogs come out again in 2 tights. Wing left, pistol formation, Sphere behind Black. Snow flanker to the left-hand side. Black takes the snap, hands it off up the middle. Sphere off the right-hand side, gets 1, maybe 2. He is into Lancer territory, but not much more than that.
Good contact there. Seth Doyon for the Lancers was the first to make contact with Sphere. Slowed him down, and the rest of the crew finished him off at the 50-yard line on the Londonderry side of the 50. So they pick up 1 yard there. 2nd and 9 coming up here.
Again, a steady approach here by Coach Matthews. Pistol formation again. Wing right, flanker right. They hand it off to Soden, who comes around, end around from right to left. He pushes ahead for maybe a 6-yard gain down to the Londonderry 44, maybe the 43.
This will be a more manageable 3rd and short. 3rd and 3 coming up here for the Bulldogs. They still have not gone to the air yet. They've been keeping it on the ground with runs up the middle with Sphere and sweeps from Snow and Soden.
Plodding and steady. 3-4 yards in a cloud of dust, except for that 10-yard jaunt.
A cloud of rubber pellets.
Pistol formation again. They hand it off to Sphere off the right side. He has a first down and a little more. Down to the 35-yard line. They'll mark him down, and the Bulldogs have another first down.
Sphere this time cut it outside to the right, found himself an opening, and was able to pick up 7 yards on that carry. Terrific block there by number 44, Cal McAuliffe. Really opened up the lane for Sphere. Got a first down for Bedford on the Londonderry 35. Still moving here.
Great job by Jake Sheff and Jake Ben on the right-hand side of that line, too, as they ran off tackle on that last play. Pistol formation for Black. Snow in motion right to left. They'll give it to him. Jet sweep to the left-hand side. Met at the line of scrimmage, but then carried forward for another 3 yards.
Nathan Pedrick with the tackle there for Londonderry, but not after a 3-yard gain by Snow.
Just inside the 32-yard line in Lancer territory. Bulldogs opening drive were 0-0, but the Bulldogs are driving.
And they've already used up almost 3.5 minutes of this first quarter, so everything going to plan here as the Bulldogs eat the clock, keep it moving, keep the sticks moving, and keep pushing back this Londonderry defense. 2
tights again, wing left, split right. Pistol formation. Black takes the snap, hands it to Sphere, left guard, runs it out and down inside the 30. They'll mark him down for 3rd and 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, they're going to. It initially looked like they were going to mark him to 29. They're going to put the ball down on the 30. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for the first.
Poltrinari jogs in. Sheridan trots out. Likely to see a pass play with Poltrinari in. And a 3rd and 5 down in distance.
You know, we haven't seen Danny Black run the ball too much in this playoff tournament.
Black has a back on either side. Snow to his left, Sphere to the right. Slot right. He's going to pitch it out on the swing pass to Snow. That might have been backwards. And they're calling it backwards. They're calling it a fumble.
Oh, I don't know about that.
The Lancers jump on it.
I do not know about that.
That's a turnover.
Now watch where.
Ooh,
You know, actually, they're right.
It did look like it was a backwards pass.
Yeah, it was right.
Black had his feet on the 35-yard line, tossed it out on the swing pass, and it was somewhat behind, and therefore considered a fumble. The Lancers smartly pounce on the ball, and they have a turnover. 1st and 10 for the Lancers on their own 33.
You know, all that good work undone by a turnover, a miscue. And they give the Lancers a pretty good start here on their own 38-yard line.
So Heenan comes to the line. 2 receivers split out to the left. 1 in motion is Coleman. And we're going to get a flag from deep in the secondary, the back judge.
And the reaction of the Bulldogs say that it's against the Lancers here.
First down. It sure is. So they'll march him back. Back to the 33, 1st and 15 for the Lancers.
I did not catch a indication. Was that a motion penalty or illegal formation?
I didn't see what that penalty was either. Bulldogs are in their 3-man front. Cal McAuliffe playing middle linebacker, 5 defensive backs as Heenan is in the gun. Coleman comes left to right in motion. Fake it to Coleman. Heenan will go up the middle. He'll get that 5 yards back, maybe 6 as he plows ahead to the 39-yard line. Well, he'll be spotted 2nd and 9.
Tackled by number 52, Parker Bromley for the Bulldogs.
So Drew Heenan with a 6-yard carry there. They faked to Coleman as he came across the formation. In motion left to right. Still that 3-3 set, so 3 down linemen for the Bulldogs, 3 linebackers tucked in and 5 defensive backs, 4 receivers for Heenan. And he gets the defensive line to jump. Sheridan took a little bit of a head start as Heenan went with the hard count, and they'll get a 5 easy yards here on 2nd down, so it'll be 2nd and 4.
And the call is encroachment.
Bulldogs, ball will be moved up.
Those are the tough ones that Coach Matthews doesn't want to see. You're giving them easy yardage, making this a much more manageable situation, 2nd and 4 versus 2nd and 9. Three wide receiver set here. Actually, they're going to have 4 wide as the tight end is off the line of scrimmage here. So slot left, slot right. Heenan in the pistol. They hand it off up the middle and hit right away by Parker Bromley was Jake Shenna. Got maybe a yard, and then Bromley forced him way back. So it'll be 3rd and 3 here. An important 3rd down for the Bulldogs defense to see if they can force a punt on Londonderry's first possession.
Well, just like the game against Timberlane where they had a fumble early, a turnover, they are able to erase that by forcing a punt. Let's see if they can do that here.
3rd and 3. Heenan takes the snap, looks left, delivers, out to the left-hand side, caught. Coleman has the first down inside Bedford territory and tackled at the 40-yard line. Nice pitch and catch there by the Lancers as they're able to move the sticks and some.
Londonderry with 2 receivers on that left side. Coleman was the short receiver. Makes the catch and advances to the 40, 1st down.
Easy little 5-yard hitch for him, but then he turned it into something as he was able to get more yardage after the catch. Heenan in the pistol again. Hands it to Coleman on a jet sweep to the right-hand side. Has plenty of blockers out in front of him.
And there's a flag down on the play.
Bulldogs do a good job of shutting it down, and you're right, there's a flag on that far sideline. Side judge will come in.
Could be a hold on number 55.
We have an injured Lancer down too. He does not look comfortable.
Andreas Kaliadouros might be the guilty party of a hold.
It looks like Michael Thistle is struggling and in some pain. I think he got rolled up on as he's one of their offensive linemen. So we'll sort out the injury, we'll sort out the penalty, we'll take a brief pause here in the action. 5:07 to go in the first quarter. First possession for the Lancers as the Bulldogs turned it over on their first possession with a backward pass that was ruled a fumble. Now the Lancers are driving after Heenan hooked up with Andrew Coleman
on the offense.
So illegal formation is the call there. You hear the official. They have them mic'd up here today. Quick note, Bedford winter sports season starts up on BCTV and Bedford 105.1 in just 2 weeks. Varsity basketball hosts Manchester Central in their season opener, and the game is scheduled for a tip-off on Tuesday, December 13th at 7 p.m. Be sure to check out BCTV social media and the NHCCM sports broadcast schedule for all upcoming games.
I have to applaud the extra professional touch by this head referee as he has a mic on the field. You don't see that often in high school sports, and I believe that's his own system that he links in here to the Exeter audio-visual, and that's a phenomenal addition for us here in the broadcast booth as he can clarify things throughout the game that may be unclear. What is clear here is that the Lancers had an illegal formation. They'll march it back 5 yards.
Repeat first down.
Here it is. 1st and 15 on the Bedford 45.
Michael Thistle, the injured player, being helped off the field. Doesn't look like he's going to be back in this game. Favoring that left leg.
I hope that is not too severe for Michael, as he is requiring support and just now getting to the bench. Coach Lozon in his signature visor chats with Heenan. Heenan trots to the huddle, calls out the play, and the linemen approach the line of scrimmage. 4 wide receivers set, 1 to the left, 3 to the near side right of Heenan. Motion right to left. Heenan looks to the right-hand side. Wide receiver screen. It's complete. We have a flag in the middle of the play. They get ahead for maybe 2-yard gain.
I wonder if they might call
on top of that.
I wonder if they might call a face mask here on the Bulldogs.
I think we're going to have an illegal man downfield. I think we saw one of the linemen fire out a little bit ahead of that and get a few yards down the field. That's what I'm observing.
Watching the replay,
nope, never mind.
Downfield, the ball was behind the line.
There you go.
Okay.
So they'll count the 2-yard gain. Bedford will be defending on their own 48-yard line.
2nd and 12 coming up here. 4:27 left in the first quarter. No score.
Amaro and Weinman are out to the right-hand side. They'll be joined by Navarro. And out to the left-hand side is Andrew Coleman, Heenan's favorite target. So 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Heenan in the backfield. Pistol formation. He'll run what looked to be an option, but look downfield. He has his man. Snow can't make a play on the ball, but it's dropped. Trevor Weinman had it in his mittens, but couldn't come down with it. Incomplete, 3rd and 12.
Now, Colby Snow was trying to make an interception or at least tip the ball. Jumped up, ball just out of his reach. Maybe just getting the hand up, threw the receiver off just enough to drop the ball.
Yeah, he slightly misjudged it there as he stopped maybe a step or two early. If he took one more step, he would have definitely had his paw on it, if not come down with a pick, but it sailed over his outstretched fingertips, and then Weinman couldn't come down with it. So 5 receiver set here for Heenan. Takes the snap, looks up the middle, and he gets through that first line. He drops the ball. It's a fumble, and the Bulldogs have it. They recover the fumble on their own 32-yard line. And now the Lancers have returned the favor as Heenan fumbled it, got through, had first down yardage likely, but the hit by Jack Rizzo popped that ball free.
Huge play there by the Bulldogs defense, erasing the turnover they had earlier in the game. It's as if the first 8 minutes of this quarter never happened. It's back to square one. Bulldogs
Rizzo,
on their 32.
Rizzo alertly jumped on that ball too, so outstanding defensive play by Jack Rizzo. And turns it back to Danny Black. So we have a trips formation to the left-hand side. Snow is out to the right. Tagliaferro will take the jet sweep to the right. He's got some room out for maybe 8-9 yard gain past the 40-yard line. Well, they'll mark him down almost to the 42, just shy of a first down.
You know, I think Londonderry was getting wise to these jet sweeps because they sent somebody inside that Tagliaferro had to cut away from. So by cutting off the lane for the jet sweep, it opened up the cut lane up the middle or toward the middle and gave up a 9-yard carry there.
Interesting wrinkle of a formation, too, as Sheridan's a stand-up tight end on the left-hand side. Trips bunched formation, and they'll block it out for Sphere as he takes the ball off that left tackle. He'll have first down yardage out to the Bedford 45-yard line. And they'll reset the yardage markers as the Bulldogs have moved the chains again. Londonderry in their 3-down defensive lineman formation. It's more like a 5-2 than a 3-4 as those two linebackers on the outside will step up on the ends. Same formation for the Bulldogs, that trips bunch to the left-hand side. Sphere behind Black. He'll step up. Black takes the snap, finds a complete pass up to the 49-yard line. That's Dom Tagliaferro with the reception off the left-hand side. Out of that tight trip bunch formation on the left-hand side.
Yeah, Black throwing into a crowd. Finds Tagliaferro open in a gap between the zone there, just shy of the 50-yard line. Picks up 4 on first down.
Just in front of the linebackers there. Sheridan cleared out. Tagliaferro turned on that quick stop pattern. And Black makes the easy pitch. Same formation again. Snow out to the right-hand side. Trips bunch to the left. Sphere to the right of Black in the gun. He'll take the handoff and go to the left-hand side. He's stuck at the 50-yard line. Gets ahead for maybe a yard or two. Looks like he fell into Lancer territory. So it'll be 3rd and a long 4.
Parker Brownlee, the lead blocker there for Sphere, couldn't clear a lane out for him. Lancer's defense really came to the ball and made a great tackle there at the 50-yard line.
Kudos to the offensive line. We haven't talked much about them this year as the linemen don't get their names out on the air, but Henrishon, Alsop, Sheff, Ben, and Bromley have done an exceptional job all year long. Black in the pistol. Sphere behind him. And it's a jet sweep to the right-hand side. Tagliaferro gets caught after only a yard gain, and it's 4th and 4.
You know, it's unfortunate that Tagliaferro didn't try taking the ball further out. I think he had an opening there. He tried to take the seam. And I think if he had cut it to the outside, he might have had a lane to the marker.
Cutting through that offensive line was Ryan Pemberton. Got his big paws on Tagliaferro and dragged him down after that 1-yard gain. Looks like the Bulldogs might go for it. It might be, yeah, it's going to be a quick kick. Black takes the snap, turns, punts it out to the right-hand side. It bounces at the 16-yard line and then forward to the 17 where it's down by Soden on the coverage. So the Bulldogs try to pin the Lancers back for their next offensive possession.
Don't forget, our concession stand is open here at William Ball Stadium, located right below the main ramp.
If you're enjoying what you're watching here on BCTV, or will be once this game is on TV on Monday, just a reminder, BCTV is a proud member of the New Hampshire Coalition for Community Media, which offers New Hampshire high school broadcast schedules listing games from across the state. So it's not just Bedford games. We carry games from all over the state if you're really into high school sports. What you can do is go to www.nhccm.org/network to find the schedule of upcoming contests this winter.
Heenan in the pistol. He'll start at his own 17-yard line. In motion is Weinman. They hand it to the back behind Heenan. He goes off the right-hand side. Spin move out across the 20-yard line. And that's Jake Shenna on the carry for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6. The clock ticks down as the first quarter has gone quite quickly here. The Lancers in somewhat of a hurry-up offense as they're already at the line of scrimmage. They likely will get a snap-off before the first quarter ends. Shenna again behind Heenan in the pistol. They tried to get him to jump, and I don't think they will snap it now. They tried to get that easy 5 yards.
That's
and
it.
Coach Lozon will be happy to run out the first quarter. 0-0 after 1 here at Exeter. Bulldogs and Lancers are knotted in the Division I state championship.
You know, Coach Matthews was having a discussion with one of the officials on the sideline, and he was kind of pantomiming a cut block, a low block, saying that the officials might be missing a few of those. So we'll see if there's a call that way later on. Coach Matthews working the officials just a little bit, or at least helping them do their job.
I'm not sure that they would characterize it in the same way of helping them do their job.
The Bedford Bulldogs Athletic Booster Club would like to thank our generous sponsors, including Platinum sponsors BEI Network, Z1 Express, London Family Orthodontics, Gear Up Bedford, and Spectrum Marketing. Gold sponsor Liberty Hill Construction, and silver sponsors Wicked Good Butcher, TCB, and Realty One Group. And Bedford Friends of Football will also like to thank their sponsors Coca-Cola Northeast, Cisco, CrossFit Athletics, Tidewater Catering Group, Treescapes, Fine Homes Group, 10 and 10 Attorneys, and Ellsmore Catering. If you're interested in joining or helping out, check out the website bbabc.net for more information.
So we will swap ends of the field as they go to the 22-yard line to our right. The Lancers have 2nd and 5 in their second possession of the ball game. It's been fast moving, not a lot of pass attempts, not a lot of incompletions to stop the clock. 1 or 2 penalties here and there, but overall it's been a fast moving first quarter. Heenan now in the pistol, Shenna behind him. 2 receivers out to the right hand side. In motion is Coleman. It's a swing pass to Coleman out to the right-hand side. Sabati tries for the tackle in the backfield. Can't quite get it, but Coleman is forced out of bounds around the 27. Very close to that first down yardage.
I believe they're going to give him the first and move the chains.
Tough play there as Sabati couldn't quite keep contained.
No, they're going to mark him a yard short. So gain of 4. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
Well, they dropped the sticks. I think they're resetting them now. The head official is over there and motions first down.
Oh, now, okay. Wasn't quite sure what they were doing there.
First down, Londonderry on that quick little swing pass to Coleman. Out to Heenan's right. 5 or 6 yard gain right at the sticks. So it will be 1st and 10 on their own 27. Heenan with Shenna in the backfield. Pistol formation again. Slot right, tight left, flanker out to the left-hand side, split way wide is Coleman. Heenan takes the snap, fakes the handoff, broken play right up the middle. Heenan scrambles ahead, still will get positive yardage, maybe about 4 yards, as he turned to the opposite side of Shenna.
That's going to be a 5-yard gain for Heenan. Like you said, it was a busted play. He turned the hand off the ball. Nobody was there. Shenna was on the wrong side of that play, so Heenan evaded some tackles. Could have been a loss. Got 5 yards.
And now Susi will check in the backfield in place of Shenna. Pistol formation again. 3 receivers to the left-hand side, 1 split right. Heenan takes the snap, fumbles the snap, and flag right at the start of the play. And whether or not it's positive or negative, that whistle is definitely a positive for the Lancers, as that ball was tumbling around behind Heenan on the mishandled snap.
Red ball foul. False start on the offense. Repeat 2nd down.
And there you have it, false start. They'll march the Lancers back 5 yards for a 2nd and 10. You see there on the replay, it looked like Heenan just kind of took his eye off of it. The ball was a little bit to his right, but not something he couldn't have handled. They look to the side. Coach Lozon changes the play call. 3 receivers to Heenan's left, 1 to the right. He's in the pistol formation, takes the snap. Right up the middle, Susi, he gets stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe 1 yard gain, so it'll be 3rd and 9. Bedford looking to tighten down their buckles here on 3rd and long for the Lancers. Lancers on their own 29-yard line.
Yeah, the Bulldogs haven't been able to stop them on 3rd down yet. The only time the Lancers have stopped themselves was with a turnover.
Clock approaches 10 minutes here in the second quarter. 0-0 still your score. Heenan, 3 receivers to his left, pistol formation. Shenna takes the fake. Heenan goes off the left-hand side, still on his feet, and now he has a big gain. He's out to the 45 and across the 50 as the Bulldogs look to have him wrapped up very close to the line of scrimmage, but great balance by Heenan and a spin move right there at the 31-yard line. Gets him another 20 yards as he's into Bedford territory. And that's that athleticism that we talked about at the start of the show.
That's some missed opportunities there for Bedford. They could have had him for a loss. But Heenan, very slippery.
Slippery is right, and they move the chains. 1st and 10, Lancers on the Bedford 48-yard line. 3 receivers out to Heenan's right, 1 to the left. He's alone in the backfield, fakes the handoff coming right to left. He'll look to pass out to the right-hand side, too high. Misses his man, Jaden Navarro, out in the right flat. Quick out pattern. That was a tough ball to catch, too, as it was right in the sun for Navarro.
Well, it's fortunate for Bedford that it was a drop ball because that could have easily went for a 1st down or more. It looks like Bedford is loading the secondary. They're only rushing 3, so the pressure hasn't been that great on Heenan, but he's having trouble finding open receivers.
That nickel formation, 5 defensive backs for the Bulldogs. They're in a 3-3, so 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers up near the line of scrimmage. They know Heenan wants to pass. He's got an empty backfield again here. In motion is Coleman. They fake it to him. Heenan will run to the left-hand side, has some more room, has another 1st down, and is down on the Bedford 31-yard line. We'll see where they mark it, but close to the 30. Well, 36.
That was a great call against that defense. Only a 3-man front, and they're fairly spread out, so Heenan called his own number, found a wide open hole, picked up 11 yards.
That is the 37-yard line, where it will be spotted 1st and 10. And again, they're basically forcing Bedford to make a choice here. Do you want to stay in that 3-3? We're going to run it down your throat. If you want to pop into a 3-4 or 4-3, we might start passing it over your head.
Man, Heenan's a very effective runner, as we've seen so far.
He sure is, and this line is opening some holes for him. Heenan again takes the snap out to the right-hand side. It's a screen set up for the wide receiver. Pass caught, and it's on the ground again, and another fumble. And Cal McAuliffe pounces on that. Another turnover here. So McAuliffe was in the middle of the field. I believe he knocked it out, too, and he did.
He did.
And then McAuliffe pounces on it to help the Bedford defense turn the Lancers over again.
Oh, sloppy ball carrying there by the Lancer receiver.
That was Trevor Weinman. Made a tough catch, went back into the middle of the field, and McAuliffe just got his big paw on it and forced the turnover.
So Bedford with terrific field position here. 8:44 left in the half. They're on their own 41-yard line. Still no score. They forced 2 turnovers on these Lancers. That
bunch trip formation to Black's left. Sphere in the backfield to his right. They take the snap and the ball's on the ground again. And the Lancers jump on it. Coming up with that is 76 Paul Binder. And the Bulldogs return the favor.
That was literally nobody. Black was not even aware the ball was on the ground. If he was, he would have had a chance to fall on it. It was a RPO to Sphere. And I think Black thought Sphere had the ball when he didn't.
And that miscommunication leads to our, what's that, 4th turnover of the first half?
Yeah.
Backwards pass and a fumble by the Bulldogs and 2 fumbles by the Lancers. And you can't blame the weather, that's for sure, Harry.
No, you can't. And it's just a little bit of miscommunication on that handoff. really, these 2 turnovers on Bedford have been self-inflicted. It's not like they're having the ball knocked out of their hands. They had the backward pass that was dropped, and then we had the mishandled RPO.
Coach Lozon takes the timeout here with 8:37 to go in the second quarter. Scoreless in Exeter as the Bulldogs and Lancers have been giving each other gifts a little early for the holiday season. Now, Coach Lozon was a little fired up. He had a play called. It looked like they didn't get set appropriately in their formation, and he was heated as he called that timeout.
Yeah, this has been an entertaining game, but boy, I tell you, if you're Coach Matthews, you've got to be really annoyed at the miscues by your team, because Bedford could be ahead in this game. They're moving the ball on the ground, especially on that first drive, and just to let the ball slip away on a bad pass, a bad backward pass that wasn't caught. That's got to hurt. Now, here you've got a mishandled handoff where the quarterback wasn't even aware the ball was on the ground. He might have had a chance. Black might have had a chance to fall on it if he did.
Didn't see it, didn't hear it as it was behind him. And now Heenan back to the line of scrimmage. In motion is Coleman. 4 down linemen now, and they run it up the middle as Shenna is caught at the line of scrimmage. Falls forward for maybe a yard, maybe no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. Yeah, we'll call it no gain, 2nd and 10.
A little bit of confusion here on who's in and who's out for Londonderry.
2 wide receivers to the left in a slot formation, 2 to the right for Heenan. In the backfield is Shenna behind Heenan. Pistol formation. Heenan takes the snap, pitches it out left to Shenna. He's got the left edge and out of bounds near the 25-yard line. Not quite enough for the first down, but it'll be 3rd and short.
It's going to be 3rd and 2 coming up here. Good call. Shenna having a lot of room running to the left.
We'll see the Lancers offense motion into that triple option as well. Heenan a threat to run it as we've seen, but they'll also have a handoff and a pitch coming from some of their formations and some of their motion packages. It will go 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Heenan alone in the backfield. In motion left to right, it's a fake. And Heenan goes up the middle. He has first down yardage and will be tackled at the Bedford 19-yard line. First down, Lancers.
And you can see Kevin Sheridan, the lineman, pawing at the ball, trying to force a 3rd turnover. Heenan holding on to the ball, though, and they gave up the first down.
Couldn't quite pry it loose from Heenan, as he doesn't want to make that same mistake as the first drive of the Lancers' offensive possessions in that first quarter.
Yeah, he put the ball on the ground that time.
7:40 to go and ticking in the first half. 0-0 is your score. The Lancers are threatening in the red zone now. 1st and 10 on the Bedford 19. Heenan takes the snap, hands it off, left side, out around the edge, cutting back inside, and down inside the 10-yard line is Anthony Amaro. Jet sweep for the Lancers this time. Amaro was coming in motion right to left. They had some great blocking out on that left-hand side. Made an outstanding cut at the 15-yard line. Finally pushed out of bounds at the Bedford 8. And the Bulldogs are in trouble now as Lancers have 1st and goal on the 8-yard line.
Yeah, this is going to be a test for the Bulldogs if they can keep the Lancers out of the end zone. I kind of doubt they're going to go for 3. They're going to go for 3 here. It's going to be touchdown or bust.
Heenan, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. Single coverage looks like out here to the left with Coleman. Heenan fakes the handoff, goes up the middle. He doesn't get touched until the goal line. Touchdown, Lancers. So the Lancers make good on golden field position. They start on the Bedford 33 and march all the way down for a pay dirt 8-yard touchdown run by Heenan.
And it was the motion man on that formation that cleared out the middle. Bedford defender following the motion man just opened things right up. And a great block there by Trevor Weinman, opening the only obstacle Heenan had for the end zone.
Jack Drabick will attempt the extra point. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it looks good. And it is good. 7-0 Lancers. They take the lead here with 7:18 to go in the half. And again, taking advantage of that fumble deep inside Bedford territory as they took over on the 33, marched down to pay dirt.
Yeah, that really hurts. You know, they set the Lancers up deep in their own end with a miscue and failed to convert any points off the 2 Lancer miscues in this half. So now they're getting the ball back with 7:18 to play, and they've got to answer here. They've got to get 7 back.
It sure is. It's sure about the response here, right? You take a punch in the mouth, you have to see how you recover and see how you punch back. And Bedford has the opportunity now, if they can keep the Yellow Hankies in the referee's pockets, put together a drive here before the half. Plenty of time on the clock, 7 minutes, 18 seconds.
And they can't hit themselves in the face.
Right.
They've got to stop turning the ball over.
No negative yardage, no turnover for sure. Drebeck will kick off. He'll pooch it to the right-hand side. Fair catch by Rizzo again. He makes it at the 37, maybe the 38-yard line.
That is a timing kick. It's meant to have the ball land at the same time that the defender gets to the ball in the hope that there's a fumble or a contact possible. You can't, obviously you can't hit the receiver or else that's interference. But you're really putting a lot of pressure on that receiver, hoping for a turnover, a miscue right there. And it's exactly what Bedford used to do years ago on their kicking game too. So that's a little lesson Coach Lozon borrowed from the Bulldogs.
Jack Rizzo been doing quite well with those 2 fair catches. Black now in the pistol, handed off to Sphere, goes off the right-hand side, smacked behind the line of scrimmage, but falls forward for a 2-yard gain out to the 40-yard line. Yeah,
that was all Sphere. He had contact in the backfield, and he was able to grind out two extra yards out of that. 2nd and 8 coming up here with 7 minutes to go. Lancers lead 7-0. Heenan with a 9-yard carry for touchdown.
The Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. 2 tight set. Pistol formation. Sphere is behind Black in the backfield. In motion, Snow, left to right. They'll give it to him off the right-hand side. Has some blockers out front, but then gets met at the line of scrimmage. Falls forward for a half-a-yard gain just beyond the 40-yard line.
Dylan Risley with the lead tackle there for the Lancers, and it seems like they've adjusted to these sweeps. They're ready for them.
They sure are.
Bedford caught them, flat-footed in the previous possessions. Now they're sniffing these plays out, and they're ready to make a play.
And with the speed of this Lancer defense, they're able to pursue inside out and shut down those edges. Getting great pursuit from the inside. Drebeck, one of the linebackers, been in on these plays. Black takes the pistol. Out to the left-hand side, looks for McAuliffe, caught out to the 49-yard line. First down. The Bedford Bulldogs will move the chains. He had a defender draped all over him.
Yeah, that was Dylan Risley who was guarding him, and he came very close to making a play on that ball.
Just a 10-yard out pattern by Cal McAuliffe right at the sticks and had an extra yard to spare. So first down Bulldogs on their own 49-yard line. 5.5 to go here in the first half. The Bulldogs trail 7-0 as the Lancers capitalize on excellent field position. The Bulldogs look to respond. Bunch to the left-hand side and trips. Snow on the line of scrimmage to the right. Pistol formation. Black has Sphere. He'll hand it off. Left side. Plunges ahead for 3 yards. Into Lancer territory at the 48-yard line. 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, the Lancers have also stiffened up on the line. It's getting a lot harder getting run yardages up the middle. And they seem to be ready for those carries by Sphere.
And back to the line of scrimmage. Bunch trips to Black's right. Snow is split left. Sphere behind Black. Black takes the snap, looks downfield. It'll be a pass. Looks over the middle. Ball is tipped and intercepted. Intercepted by Andrew Susi batted at the line of scrimmage. And that's the Bulldogs' third turnover of the game.
Trying to see who got his hand on the ball. It was number 71, Ryan Pemberton. Got his paw up just as Black let the ball go. Caused the deflection that was picked off there by number 5, Andrew Susi.
Injured player for the Lancers, too, at the end of that. Medical staff looking at him. Don't have a number on the injured player quite yet. And that could be Susi, the player that made the interception. They hope he's doing okay. They are attending to him on the far sideline. He is up and on his feet now. Looks like he might have just rung his bell. But the Lancer defense again comes up big. 4.5 to go in the first half. The Lancers lead 7-0, and they come up with an interception here. And they'll take over on their own 45-yard line. Susi is awarded a crowbar as he comes to the Lancer sideline. Likely a representative of the turnover.
Prying the ball loose.
Great job by the Lancers defensive line, too, as they were getting their hands up. Black had some time back there. Had an open receiver, but again, that tip at the line of scrimmage throws everything out of whack. Empty backfield for Heenan. He's in the gun, in motion. Weinman, he'll fake it to Weinman, go off to the right side, and he has some room. 10 yards and more into Bedford territory. He's tackled at the 40-yard line. First down, Lancers.
And Bedford adjusted their defense. They had 4 down linemen this time. And Heenan just stepped just to the right of that line. Found a gap and took it up for 15 yards.
So the ball's on the 41. They'll mark him just outside the 40 at the 41. Heenan, empty backfield again. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to the right. As he barks out the signals, in motion is Coleman. He'll join Heenan in the backfield. It's a reverse, right to left, and that doesn't go very far as Cal McAuliffe sniffed it out. And they'll have them in the backfield. Weinman on the carry for maybe a half a yard. 2nd and 10, we'll call it.
Yeah, Kyle McPhail had the job of blocking McAuliffe. Couldn't do that. McAuliffe fought that block off and made the tackle there for a very short gain.
Second and 10, Heenan in the pistol. Calls out the signals, now looks to the sideline. Coach Lozon signals in. Do they keep the same call? Heenan fakes the pass, looks down over the right-hand side, has a man, and it's caught deep down in Bedford territory at the 6-yard line. Anthony Amaro on the reception. Just over 30 yards on the completion. And now the Lancers are looking to score before halftime. 3:14 and running in the second quarter. 1st and goal on the Bedford 6-yard line.
Great throw there by Heenan. He had Parker Bromley in his grill just as he let that ball go. But it was right on the mark. Got it down to the 5-yard line.
And the play action stunned the defense. As Amaro got free. Now Heenan in the pistol. He'll look to the left-hand side. Go off tackle left. He gets down to maybe the 3-yard line, where a host of Bedford tacklers keep him out of the end zone. But it'll be 2nd and goal on the Bedford 3, maybe the 2.
You know, the way this game is going, I don't know if a 2-touchdown lead is going to be something that Bedford can overcome. Especially when the Lancers get the ball for to start the third quarter.
Bedford offense does have a few weapons, though. They are quite electric. We've seen some long touchdowns from the Bulldogs throughout the season. So even 2 scores is not safe for the Lancers, and I'm sure Coach Lozon would say the same. Heenan now, pistol formation. Shenna behind him. Motion, fakes the motion, and we're going to get a false start. Flag on the Lancers. Heenan got popped after the whistle blew.
The Londonderry crowd wanting a roughing a quarterback call there. It was more of an inadvertent contact. Heenan playing it up a little bit.
I believe we're going to have a false start on the Lancers, so they'll march him back to the 7-yard line.
We had a dead ball foul before the snap. False start on the offense. Repeat second down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
That moves them back to the 7-yard line.
So 2nd and goal.
Ball will be moved down to the 8-yard line.
Wipes out Heenan's 5-yard run.
2nd and goal for Londonderry. 2nd and goal from the 8.
Looks like it might be on the 8-yard line, 7 or 8-yard line. Either way, it's 2nd and goal. Heenan takes the snap, hands it off, out to the left-hand side. A lot of room, close to the goal line, and into the end zone. Touchdown Lancers. That's Nathan Pedrick, I believe, number 25 on the carry. And the Lancers will go up 13-0, waiting to tack on the extra point.
Just a simple sweep.
Ooh.
We'll see if this is before or after the play.
Told there is a touchdown. There is a flag, though.
We have unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. That'll be enforced on the try.
So they're going to move them back on this extra point. I wonder if Coach Matthews has the option of taking it on the kickoff.
Well, here you don't mind backing them up, right? 15 yards, it makes it a difficult kick. And if they go for 2, it's quite a difficult 2-point conversion.
Jack Draven to attempt the extra point.
They seem to be lining up on the 3-yard line, though.
Yeah, maybe they are going to mark it off on the kickoff. I mean,
no, they're going to march him back here.
Okay. I was going to say, you might want the field position, and, especially with 1:47 to go, it's going to be your last possession for quite a while.
Officials are still conversing there, down on the 3-yard line to our left. Talking over how this penalty will be enforced. Again, an excessive celebration, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Lancers.
Chosen to accept the penalty enforcement on the kickoff. The try will be from the 3-yard line.
There you go.
Yeah, Coach Matthews wants the field position for the remaining minute and a half in this first half.
I think that's a good decision, as you were talking about, Harry. If you have the choice, 1:47 left to go in the half, you might as well try for that good field position. You have much better chance of putting 7 or even 3 on the board instead of preventing 1 or 2. So the extra point is good. And the Lancers go up 14-0 here late in the first half. 1:47, as we talked about. 14-0 is your score. Lancers lead the Bulldogs.
If you're enjoying this broadcast on Bedford 105.1, just a reminder, BCTV will broadcast a video of this game Monday, November 28th at 1 p.m. on channels 23 and HD channel 1072. It'll be on YouTube as well as all of our on-demand platforms. Thanks for tuning in all season to Bedford Bulldogs football on BCTV and Bedford 105.1.
A lot of action here in the first half, Harry. 5 turnovers, 3 by the Bulldogs, 2 by the Lancers, 2 touchdowns by the Lancers as they tightened up their offensive approach.
Well, we still have a whole lot of football to go here, but you've got to just think about the what-ifs when you had those turnovers. It could have been a different game if Bedford could have put some points on the board. Take advantage of the early possessions and the turnovers by the Lancers. Unfortunately, they created a few of their own. 2 of them were unforced.
Drabick will now kick off for the Lancers. Likely a similar pooch to the right, but no, he squibs it to the left-hand side. It'll go out of bounds at the Lancers' 45-yard line.
So the gamble by Coach Matthews pays off here, although that was a pretty tricky play. I think it was, close to being an onside attempt. There was some blue and red close to that ball just as it went out of bounds, but it did go out of bounds at the Londonderry 46-yard line. They're going to add some yardage here, so Bedford will be in Lancer territory to take the ball over here with 1:47 to play. The clock did not stop as no one made contact with the ball.
So from a field position standpoint, the enforcement of that penalty certainly worked out in Bedford's favor. Now the officials are talking through where the ball will be spotted.
Well, it's usually a 10-yard penalty, right?
Well, it's usually, if it's inside the 30-yard line, they bring it out to the 30.
On the kicking team, ball will be 5 yards from the out-of-bounds spot, 1st and 10 from the 41.
There you go.
So they're going to start at the 41-yard line here. Their best drive start. They've got 1:47 to work with, all their timeouts. And it would be huge if they can get 7 on the board here before the end of the half.
Sure would. And again, if that ball goes out of bounds inside the 35-yard line, I believe it is, on the kickoff, then they bring it out to the 35. Here, it was inside Lancer territory, so they mark it out of bounds at the 46 and then add on the 5 yards for the penalty. So Bulldogs ball on the Lancers 41. Slot left, tight right. Black looks to throw. He'll take the quarterback draw, but he'll get sacked. 2-yard loss for the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs will take a timeout. 1:35 to go. Sacked in the backfield by Jason Senes. And the Bulldogs are forced to take that timeout as the clock was still running. Of course, tackled in bounds was Black. So 2nd and 12.
Lancers, knowing the Bulldogs have the pass here, teeing off on Danny Black, getting to him.
Sending a solid pass rush into the Bedford backfield there. It paid off. Dale, can you bring up that replay again? Did they come with heat there, or was it just their D-line that was putting pressure there? Dale Bird back in the studio. We appreciate his help on all the replays you've been seeing throughout the broadcast. Kudos to the BCTV crew, too. Appreciate Bill Jennings, executive producer, station manager. Andrew Fenn on camera. Thank you, sir. Not going to see the replay right now, but perhaps after the next play. Black has Russell in the backfield to his left. Slot left, Snow to the right. Black takes the shotgun snap. Over the middle has Colby Snow caught down to the 27-yard line, maybe to the 26. They'll stop the clock momentarily. 1st down. And it will restart once they get the chain set. They mark it on the 27. The Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. Black again with Russell in the backfield. Looks out to the right-hand side, has his man, Kevin Sheridan, with the catch to the 20-yard line. They keep the clock running. It'll be 2nd and 3, maybe.
Bulldogs hurry up, get the line of scrimmage, clock running, 1:09 left.
Black again in the gun. His team is set. He'll roll to his left-hand side. He'll tuck it under his arm, get out of bounds at the 19-yard line. He's tackled out of bounds by Pedrick on the far sideline. It will stop the clock. It'll be 3rd and 2-ish.
Yeah, they're going to be short by 2 yards. Black looking for an open receiver, couldn't find one. Picked up a great block there. Ledger Russell sprung him, bought him a little more time to get to the sideline, stop the clock without burning a timeout. Bedford still has 2 of those timeouts, but it's now 3rd and 2. And you know they'll go for it here if they don't make it.
Absolutely. 56 seconds remain here in the half. Black has slot right, split left. He'll take the snap, roll to his right-hand side, out in the right flat. Poltronary catches it at the 10-yard line. He'll be tackled. 1st down for the Bulldogs, marked just at the 10-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal. Coach Matthews takes a timeout.
Now that was kind of a rough spot there. I think they really should have marked him down at the 9 because Poltronary was able to fall forward. He caught the ball at the 11 and landed at the 9 when he fell forward, but the official split the difference and give him the 10-yard line.
So the 10-yard line it is. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. 49 seconds to go here in the first half. The Bulldogs trail 14-0. as we close in on our halftime show. I'm guessing that we'll see the Londonderry Lancer marching band. They're lining up to our right-hand side.
They do. On the radio side, we're going to throw things back to the station during halftime, but when you see this video on BCTV on Monday, you'll be able to see the Lancers marching band perform at half. Now here's the difference having a timeout makes. You can still run a run play if you wanted to.
You sure can. The Bulldogs have one remaining here. They'll come out 3 receivers to the left-hand side. That's Polchinari, Snow, and Tagliaferro. Tagliaferro goes in motion left to right. And we have a flag. Seemed like maybe an illegal formation. FAR official on the line of scrimmage threw the flag. He'll trot in. Not sure if they had enough receivers, or excuse me, enough men on the line of scrimmage. Probably an illegal formation, Harry. What do you think?
Well, it's another unforced error on the Bulldogs here.
False start on the
Oh, it's a false start. Okay. Either way, the Bulldogs march back 5 yards. First and goal from the 15.
Making their job harder.
You know, this is a little contrarian, but when you get inside the red zone here, having that 5 extra yards probably is not a bad idea. I mean, of course, you don't want negative yardage plays, but it does give your wide receivers a little bit of extra room, as it does get tight to the back of the end zone.
Well, it certainly takes the run off the table.
Maybe not necessarily. 3 receivers out to the left-hand side for Black. Tight right is Sheridan. Black takes the snap, looks left. Over the middle, Snow tipped away. Tipped away by Coleman right at the 3-yard line.
Huge play there by Coleman. Snow had the ball in his hands. Would have been 6.
He sure did. Great coverage by Coleman. Snow can't come down with it. Incomplete. Second and goal from the 15.
Great play call, though.
I like it. See, that's the space I was just talking about, Harry. If you're inside the 10, that quickly becomes halfway through the end zone, maybe even at the back of the end zone. Still some room there, but honestly, the wide receivers like to have a little extra room to work. Again, same formation. 3 receivers to Black's left. Sheridan tight right. Sphere picks up the rusher. And now Black is going to go down as Sphere didn't pick him up well enough. Trevor Weinman comes in and sacks Black. And Coach Matthews is forced to burn his final timeout.
No, you know, Black actually did a good job. But Sphere did a good job, but he can't hold his man forever. Black kind of hesitated, looking for a receiver downfield, then pulled the ball down. So, you know, Sphere just can't keep blocking the guy. He can't hold him.
Very true. Very true.
It just the clock ran out there. It was a good defensive play there by the rusher. I didn't get the number.
That was Weinman on the sack, and Black made the right decision there, right? If he didn't like what he saw downfield, he doesn't want a turnover here with the opportunity for points.
He could have thrown the ball away. He could have just put it out of the end, you know, toward the sideline.
That's fair. That's fair. But he was still in the pocket, right?
Yeah.
Risking a intentional grounding penalty there.
Well, not if he was throwing it toward a receiver, and he had receivers on that left side of the field. Could have just thrown it out of bounds.
So, 3rd and goal. Ball is marked on the 21-yard line. 38 seconds remain. The Bulldogs trail 14-0 here right before halftime. Black again, 3 receivers to his left. Sheridan tight right. Sphere in the backfield. Black takes the snap, looks out left, bombs it to the left-hand side. Tagliaferro can't catch up with it because that ball was out of bounds.
You know, Black put too much air under that. It would have been a pretty good play because Tagliaferro is fairly open if he could have caught up to the ball, but Black put too much on that. Now 31.7 seconds left. 4th down and goal from the 50 or from the 21-yard line here.
Ooh, wow, looks like they were about to mark him on the 22, but they do march it forward a yard.
So all the field goal is off the table here. It's a little too far for Snow. I don't think a field goal really does much for you. So it's the end zone or bust here for the Bulldogs.
Same formation, 3 to the left. Tight right is Sheridan. Black in the backfield. Sphere to his left. Black looks downfield to the left-hand side. Bombs it. Colby Snow gets his hands on it, but it's incomplete. couldn't come down with it on the coverage. There was Kyle McPhail.
Oh, and his eyes were as big as saucers waiting for that ball to come down, too.
Sure was. The ball pitched down to the goal line, and Snow was right there, but McPhail gets a hand on it, knocks it to the ground. Turnover on downs.
And now you leave 25 seconds for the Lancers here, deep in their own end here, 21-yard line, but still, Heenan could try to air the ball out here, although they're
victory formation. They're going to take a knee and run out these 25 seconds, trot into halftime with a comfortable 14-0 lead. Coach Lozon has to be pleased with that margin at halftime at least. And the Bulldogs will have to make some adjustments over halftime. 14-0 is your score. The clock runs out in the first half. The radio station is going to send you back. You'll listen to some halftime music. If you're watching the replay on BCTV, you'll enjoy the sights and sounds of the Londonderry Marching Band. We will rejoin you for second half action in just about 20 minutes. And welcome back to Exeter, New Hampshire, as we approach second half action here in the Division I State Championship. I'm Corey Munster Tiger, joined by Harry Kozlowski. We appreciate everybody joining on WBNH 105.1, and you will see this rebroadcast on BCTV. The Bulldogs trail 14-0 as we approach second half. Quick recap from the first half. Turnover, turnover, turnover. And I say that 3 times for a very specific reason, as the Bulldogs lost fumble on their first possession. It was a backwards pass, ruled a fumble. Then punted, then their third possession they fumbled again, and on their fourth possession they threw an interception. So the offense has had their struggles. The Lancers, meanwhile, also fumbled twice, their first and second possession of the game, but then were able to recover and score 2 touchdowns, one on an 8-yard touchdown run by quarterback Drew Heenan, and the second was another 8-yard touchdown run, this time by Nathan Pedrick, yielding your 14-0 halftime score. Harry, you had a prediction as we come out this second half. You want to share that, or you want to wait?
I'm thinking that Coach, should I say it? Okay. I think that Coach Matthews is thinking about maybe an onside kick or a pooch kick to try to take the possession away from Londonderry. It would be a bold move, a risky move, but I think they need something to turn the momentum here. Lancers have been really starting to feel their game. The plays that Bedford were able to pull off with some good results earlier in the first half weren't working later on. I think they were getting kind of figured out on a few things. So let's see what happens here, see if I'm right or not.
The Lancers, as we know, won the toss, so they did defer. Bulldogs chose the ball, and it is not an onside kick. A little bit of a pooch down to the 22-yard line. The Lancers field it there, pull it out to about their 34-yard line, where they'll be tackled Anthony Amaro on the return. And the Lancers take over on their own 34.
Well, 2 touchdown deficit here. They've got to stop this possession, get the ball back, and start making some things happen.
And making things happen in a positive way. We saw some penalties, we saw turnovers, as we talked about, 2 fumbles and a pick.
Very uncharacteristic for this Bulldogs team to beat themselves, but they've been doing that today.
They sure have. Heenan back to the line of scrimmage now for the second half as we get underway. Coleman goes in motion left to right. Fake to him, now to go up the middle. Up for a gain of about 3 yards was Shenna.
Sheridan with the tackle. And you can see the Bedford defense is pawing at the ball. They're trying to force a turnover here. In fact, it costs them the ability to make a tackle a little earlier at times.
And if it yields to a turnover, then you don't mind that kind of play. But if you let up a big play either way, not so great. Heenan now, 3 receivers to his right, including the tight end. He'll take the snap. He'll run the option to the right, keep it himself. Over the right tackle, out for a first down yardage beyond the 45, and a first down for the Lancers.
Heenan froze the defense by just standing still.
He sure does. He's reading that end. The defensive end has to make a commitment. Does he take the pitch? Does he take the quarterback? In this case, he took a step towards the pitch man, and that's why Heenan kept it, cut it up the field for first down yardage.
And the Lancers offensive line doing a good job too, blocking.
Heenan now in the pistol. He'll hand it off. Jet sweep from right to left.
Fumble.
Ball's on the ground. Bromley picks it up. It's a fumble and a turnover. Bromley, absolutely fantastic individual effort. Comes up with the fumble forced and the recovery.
Bromley got his hand right in the ball, right in the breadbasket of Amaro, and was able to tear that ball out.
There is a flag on the play. We'll see what the flag is, but this can be a huge call here on this first possession.
We had a penalty on the play, an illegal block in the back on the offense. That's declined. Bedford ball, first down.
There you have it, an illegal block in the back by the Lancers. It's irrelevant, obviously declined, and the Bulldogs take over on the Lancers' 38-yard line. Excellent opportunity for them to start the third quarter here.
And they have the opportunity laid out before them at the 38-yard line. They need to put some points on the board here.
They sure do. That last possession of the second quarter, the Bulldogs took over on the Lancer 41. Now they have even better position here on the 38. Quick pitch out to the left-hand side. Snow with the catch. Gets down to the 32, maybe the 31. Good play and good yardage on first down. It'll be second and maybe 4.
Coach Matthews pulling out some new plays and maybe some plays we haven't seen all year, trying to catch Londonderry off guard.
Looked like they were trying to set up that wide receiver screen out there to Snow. Didn't have the blockers out there as usual, so it was almost a quick stop pattern. Black in the pistol. Looks like Ledger Russell behind him. He'll take the carry up the middle. Lunges ahead, close to first down yardage. We'll see where the spot is. Close to the 28-yard line.
Londonderry sent a blitzer on that play.
To no avail as Russell ran right by. Head referee marches over to the spot. They will bring out the sticks for a measurement.
Looks short from here, probably about a half a yard to go.
We will take a quick pause in the action, but again, turnovers are the name of the game today. This is the third fumble by the Lancers, this time in their own territory, gifting the Bulldogs the ball on the 38 to start this drive. It is short, as you talked about, Harry. Maybe about, I don't know, 6-8 inches?
I'd say about a foot.
So it will be 3rd and inches.
So what do you do here? Do you just plow it up the middle, get that first down, or do you be a little more aggressive, maybe a play action?
You know, to me, this is clearly 4-down territory. You have 2 downs to get this, so why not take a shot? Lancers are in 2 deep. You split those safeties, take a shot at the end zone. Pistol formation. Russell in the backfield behind Black. 3 receivers to the right, including Sheridan at tight end. They will hand it off up the middle and close to first down yardage.
Ledger just gets enough. Yeah, if they spot it correctly, it'll be a first down.
That was Ledger Russell off the right guard.
First down, Bulldogs.
And it is a first down. They move the chains ahead and looking for more. They're not content just to move the chains, and you can't win a ball game just moving the chains. 2 tight set now for the Bulldogs. Soden wing right. Snow split out to the left-hand side. Danny Black with Sphere behind him in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands it off to Snow, going right side. Cuts it up off the right tackle, ahead for 2 yards, 2nd and 8.
And mark him down at the 25-yard line. Sphere on the sweep, but instead decides to cut it inside, picking up about 2.5 yards there. Past the 9-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. 14-0 is your score. Londonderry leads.
The Bulldogs need to capitalize on this turnover. Not able to on either of the turnovers they were handed in the first half. Snow in motion, right to left. Black fakes it to him, play action. Pitches it downfield. He has his man caught at the 5. Down to the 3 is Cal McAuliffe.
Great tackle there by number 29. Dylan Risley saved the touchdown. I thought McAuliffe might have made it to the end zone. He was a little off balance on that catch.
Yeah, the ball was a little behind him, had to slow down to make the catch. That's okay, though. Caught it and got down to the 3. 1st and goal, Bulldogs. And they have the opportunity to make this a 1-score game.
Now, this is going to be the longest 3 yards of the season right here.
8:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. And ticking. 2 tight set, wing left. Snow is to the right. Sphere in the backfield.
And
we have a false start. A false start. It's going to march him back. Still 1st and goal. Ball on the 8-yard line now.
Yeah, Jake Ben just a little early there. So So that's going to make things a little tricky.
Ball foul, ball start, offense. Be first and goal from the 8-yard line.
Tough one there. Those are the mental errors that you have to take out of your game. You're in a championship game. You've had the whole season to practice these things, and now critical time. Still though, first and goal inside the 10.
Now this is going to change the play calling a little bit. They've got one receiver out there in snow.
Black takes the snap, hands it off to Sphere, right side, trips up in the backfield, but gets ahead for a yard. Second and goal from the 7.
Tackled by Jack Drayden.
Sphere went down kind of hard there. He's slow to get up as he stumbled after he took that handoff.
He's looking a little hurt there.
It didn't look too comfy as he tumbled down awkwardly. And he'll trot to the sideline. Alex Grudinskis will come in. Adds a different dynamic. Sphere is more of that north-south runner, bowling ahead for yardage. Grudinskis is more of a speed back. Pistol formation, 2 tights. Wing left, in motion is Snow. They fake it. Black will go to the left-hand side, avoids one tackler, gets to the 10, inside the 10, but not much more. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be third and goal from the 8. He had some blockers out in front of him, but again, we talked about it. The speed by the Lancers defense really shuts it down.
Yeah, they couldn't get the edge on that. Like you said, the speed just kept moving down the sideline. The defenders did, and they couldn't get around them. Clock is stopped with 7:04 as Black went out of bounds. No gain on that play, or actually, he might have lost a yard. So 3rd and 8.
3 receivers out to the right side. Sheridan is tight left. Ledger Russell in the backfield with Danny Black, who's in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looks right, delivers it over the middle. Touchdown! Dom Tagliaferro. 8-yard touchdown catch, and the Bulldogs take advantage of the Lancer fumble, and they're right back in this game.
Perfect play call there. Pass to Dom Tagliaferro over the middle. They've had success with that play all game. Had the opportunity to execute that, and now they're right back in it here with the extra point coming up.
Extra point attempt for Bedford.
Little slant pattern by Tagliaferro on that right-hand side. Stuck his right foot, outside foot, cut right back into the middle. Great pitch and catch. Snap is down, kick is blocked. Colby Snow kicked it really low into the line, and it is blocked. So the score remains 14-6.
Some great penetration there by the Lancers again.
7 minutes to go. 14-6 is your score, and you're absolutely right. Good penetration up the middle by the Lancers defense. Good push. Move that line of scrimmage back, but of course, Colby Snow, that kick was quite low. Never really had a chance off that tee.
While we have a moment, the Bedford Bulldogs Athletic Booster Club would like to thank their sponsors, including BEI Network, Z1 Express, London Family Orthodontics, Gear Up Bedford, Spectrum Marketing, Gold sponsor Liberty Hill Construction, Silver sponsors Wicked Good Butcher, TCB and Realty One Group, and the Bedford Friends of Football like to thank Coca-Cola Northeast, Cisco, CrossFit Athletics, Tidewater Catering Group, Treescapes, Fine Homes Group, 10 and 10 Attorneys, and Elsmore Catering.
Waleed Shaheen will kick off for the Bulldogs as he did to start the second half. Little pooch down the left-hand side. It will scoot out of bounds inside the 20. That will come out to the 35. 7 minutes to go again here in the third quarter. The Bulldogs trail the Lancers 14-6.
And I'd like to just add on that the website for the Bedford Athletic Boosters is bbabc.net. And take a look at that website and see if you'd like to join in helping out Bedford Athletics. Coming up on the winter season, we got basketball, girls and boys basketball, girls and boys hockey, and wrestling to look forward to starting in December.
So the Lancers will start 1st and 10 on their own 35. Heenan comes to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Shenna in the backfield in the pistol formation. Toss sweep to the left-hand side. Penetration quick. Into the backfield was Jake Benn, knifing through that offensive line and disrupting that play. It'll be a 5-yard loss, 2nd and 15.
And Spencer Henrishon cleaning up after him.
Loss of 5 on the play.
Henrishon made the play, but Ben was there to disrupt things. So great tag team by that defensive line. 4 down linemen for the Bulldogs here. Heenan hands it off up the middle, and that's tackled pretty quickly again by Henrishon.
Coach Matthews made some adjustments at halftime to respond to the plays that the Lancers were having success with those runs up the middle, starting to sniff those out and limit them for effectiveness. So now we've got a 3rd and 14 here for Londonderry. A huge 3rd
gain.
down. Yeah, Bedford hasn't been able to stop them on 3rd down yet today.
That was a 1-yard gain there by Shenna. And you're right, the Bulldogs defense has had some trouble stopping the Lancers on 3rd down. 3 down linemen will pursue Heenan. He has 3 receivers to his right, 1 left, takes the snap, looks to the right-hand side, has some time, delivers out to the right side, but it's incomplete. Overthrew his man out in the right side. Trevor Weinman, intended receiver. It'll be 4th and 14, and we'll see the Lancers punt team for the first time today.
Kevin Sheridan applying some pressure there on Heenan. He had to get the ball away, probably threw it a little earlier than he wanted to. But the result is the same. They stopped the Lancers 3 and out. First time today. Got their first 3rd down stop. And now they get the ball back with 5:33 left in the 3rd quarter. Hopefully you can build on this momentum.
Snow and Tagliaferro are back to receive the punt. Lancers ready to kick it away. It is Trevor Weinman. He's going to fake it. He's going out to the right-hand side. We have a flag down, so that's coming back on a hold, probably. The flag is down at the 32-yard line. That looks kind of like an option as Weinman starts to run to his right and has the choice of punting it or running it. Chose to pull it down there. But the Lancers will be called for a hold.
That was a gutsy call by Coach Loisan to fake it deep in their end.
Hold it. Offense.
It is a holding call. And the Lancers will march back. Definitely a gutsy call, but you see it on the replay. Alex Skradinskis trying to hold that edge, was double teamed and, in the official's opinion, was held.
Yeah, I think Andrew Sutsy might have had a handful of jersey right there.
And they will march the Lancers back. We hear from the official that holding call. So now it will be marked on the Lancers' own 22-yard line.
After the penalty, the ball will be moved back to the Londonderry 22.
Weinman is back to punt again. They bring Tagliaferro up now to try to defend against another potential fake or run. Snow is back to receive the punt by himself. In motion, Connor Williams on the punt formation. Punt is away, lands at the Bedford 48. Snow fields it, back at the 42, gets ahead into Lancer territory. Will be marked down around the 48.
Good clean bounce one right to Snow. He was able to pick up about another 7 yards, brought the ball into Londonderry territory. They're going to start at their own 49-yard line, or on the Londonderry 49-yard line, 48-yard line, I should say, with 5:14 left in this 3rd quarter. Bedford winter sports season starts up soon on BCTV and Bedford 105.1 in just 2 weeks when varsity basketball hosts Manchester Central. The boys basketball team, I should say, will be the season opener. We'll have that for you Tuesday, 7 o'clock on Tuesday, December 13th on BCTV and Bedford 105.1. Tune in.
Slot right, tight left, split left. Black takes the snap, gets out to his right-hand side, delivers to the flat. Complete. Poltrinari And down farther inside Lancer territory, marked out near the 30-yard line. First down, Bedford. Nice little rollout to his right-hand side was Black. Had plenty of time and delivered a strike.
Bedford going to the air now, making use of their receivers. Catching Londonderry a little flat-footed there. Missed tackle. Added another 5 yards to that reception. First down and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Found the 6'1" senior Poltroneri. Brought it down. Has been a great target for Black this year. Slot left now. Snow in motion right to left. They'll hand it back to Russell, who goes into the boundary to the right, and he's dropped for a loss. That's Seth Doyon comes up from his cornerback position to stop Russell for a loss.
Watch this replay. Michael Sampson actually disrupted that play by pushing back number 57, Jake Sheff, into the lane that Ledger Russell would have taken.
Good defensive play there by Sampson, as you mentioned. Controlling the line of scrimmage. So now it's 2nd and 12 after that 2-yard loss. Black has 3 receivers to his left, including tight end Kevin Sheridan. 1 split to the right. They fake the handoff. Looking for a double move. Black scrambles out. Has somebody chasing. He'll get ahead for close to first down yardage.
He gets it.
Out near the 20. We'll see where they mark him.
They mark him at the 20. I think it's going to be a first down.
And that was a pretty late hit out of bounds, too. No flag. But they were chasing Black. And the Bedford stands are going bananas over there as Black took a hit late in that play by Seth Doyon on the pursuit. They are very close to the 20. They do signal a first down now. So it will be...
Pedrick. Or no, it was 27. You're right. Doyon was the one who made contact with him. Kind of gave him a shove outside of the out-of-bounds line.
4:17 to go in the third quarter. The Bulldogs trail 14-6, but they are right on the doorstep. Just into the red zone, marked on the 20-yard line. They do have a first down, and a great start to the second half here for the Bulldogs. Of course, they took advantage of a fumble by the Lancers on their first possession. Tagliaferro scored on the 8-yard touchdown pass. Black, 3 receivers to his right now. Fakes to Russell. Quick pass to the right-hand side. Wide receiver screen to Colby Snow. Down inside the 10-yard line.
First down.
First and goal, Bulldogs. They move the chains ahead. Ball marked just inside the 10-yard line. First and goal to go.
Coach Matthews, he's pulling out everything out of that playbook. Throwing some new wrinkles here on the Lancers and got them on their heels.
And that's a play they've had success with all season. Colby Snow on that wide receiver screen. Slot left this time. Snow out to the right-hand side. Black in the gun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, delivers out to the right-hand side. Black got popped. It's incomplete, but flags fall in the end zone. I'm not sure what those flags are. Perhaps a hold, perhaps an interference.
Let's see what the replay says. Yeah, they're not throwing a flag on the hit. That was clean. But they're going to see a hold right there by number 6.
Definitely a hold. Kyle McPhail was pulling on Sheridan, and that flag falls in the end zone. Black took a bit of a shot. Wasn't as severe as I thought. Outside rusher on the backside.
Interference. Defense.
That's a half the distance. Whether it was holding or interference, it's still going to be half the distance, 5 yards.
And either way, the Lancer fans do not like it, but there were 2 flags thrown for the same foul. So 2 different officials felt the exact same way as they were holding Kevin Sheridan.
And they're going to put him at the receiver. They're going to put him at the 4-yard line with first down. And that's going to open up more of the playbook here. Now you can try a run play.
You can try 4 run plays in a row, Harry. But first and goal. Let's go. 3:45 on the clock in the third quarter. Again, the Bulldogs trail 14-6. 2 tight set. They go heavy. Sphere in the backfield. He'll not take the handoff as the snap is fumbled. Black jumps on it at the 9-yard line, but we're going to have a 5-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, that was tough. That was just another miscue there by the Bulldogs. Luckily, they fell on it, but it put them, wasted it down, took away 5 yards, and now they're looking at a 9 yards to go for touchdown.
Mishandled snap there. So he received it on the snap itself, but on the handoff, it just squirted loose. Sphere again behind Black in the backfield. Snow in motion. They fake it to Snow. Look out to the right sideline. Off of the hands of McAuliffe at the 2-yard line.
Oh, and Henry Shaw knows he should have had that.
McAuliffe.
Sorry, McAuliffe.
Little out pattern by the big tight end. And Black put it right on, and McAuliffe can't come down with it. It would have been a struggle to get into the end zone as the coverage was right there, but the coverage did not cause that incompletion. That was just a drop. So 3rd and goal from the 9, 3:02 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Well, you know, even if they can't get in on 4th, you know, if they get the 4th down, they might go for 3 here because they're going to need those points.
Absolutely will. We'll see what the call is. Too tight set again. Black in the pistol. Takes the snap. Rolls to his right. Into the right side. Tipped around and falling incomplete. It was tipped by a defender. Tipped by Cal McAuliffe. Snow is in the area, but neither McAuliffe nor Snow could come down with it.
And they are going to send the field goal crew out.
Great job by Coleman to get a hand on it. Disrupted it at first. McAuliffe did touch it, and then it fell harmlessly to the turf. So incomplete. 4th and goal from the 9.
Nope. They're going to send Black back out there.
Back into the huddle. Huge play here. 3rd quarter still, but this is a big one.
Got to go for the end zone.
3 receivers to the right. Ledger Russell to Black's right in the backfield. They're in the shotgun formation. Coach Lausanne runs out onto the field to get his timeout called. He was calling for it. Nobody saw him until he had run out on the field by about 10 yards. So he gets the timeout called. And the Lancers want to think this over. Bulldogs have a chance to reconsider as well. They huddle up at about the 25-yard line on the far side. Coach Matthews brings his offense together. They're talking through this play call.
You know, a field goal would get them within 5 points. You know, a touchdown even without an extra point would be enough to take over the lead later on.
We have seen a shaky kicking game, though, all throughout the season.
That is a consideration as well.
And the extra point, of course, was blocked as well. So Snow's extra point attempt, which led to the situation that you're talking of, was drilled into the line. So this, I can see why Coach Matthews wants to go for it here. And they come to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers out to the right. Sheridan is tight left. Ledger Russell in the backfield to Danny Black's right. Black in the gun. Calls out the signals. Takes the snap. He'll roll to the right. Delivers out to the right-hand side. Dropped. Snow had his hands on it, but couldn't come down with it. He was still short of the end zone. It's incomplete. And it is a turnover on downs.
I want to see if this was even intended for Snow. Yeah, it was. I thought maybe if it was if Henderson, Poltrinari might have been the target. It was high for Snow, but short for Poltrinari.
It was. Poltrinari ran kind of a double move out there, but yeah, I think that was for Snow. If he was going for Poltrinari, he would have tried to air it out a little bit farther deep into the corner of the end zone. Either way, intended receiver or not, Snow got some hands on it, just couldn't come down. Heenan now, empty backfield on his own 9-yard line. The Bulldog defense is going to look to shut him down here, and they stop him for a 1-yard loss as he was running a design quarterback draw.
Alex Grudinskis, the lead tackler on that one. And these up-the-middle runs by Heenan are not working in the second half.
Great job by Grudinskis filling that hole, as you mentioned. Keeping Heenan to a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Heenan now in the pistol. He has Shenna behind him. Slot right. In motion is Coleman. They hand it off to Shenna right up the middle. And he is caught quickly by Henrishon. No, excuse me, that's Sheridan.
Kevin Sheridan, and that was a great solo tackle by Sheridan because he was down on his knees and he just reached up and he was able to pull him down while he was not in the best position to make that tackle.
Great effort there by Sheridan.
And if Sheridan didn't make that tackle, that could have been a big gain off, possibly a first down run.
Forces the Lancers into a 3rd and 6. Deep in their own territory. The ball is at the 12, maybe 13-yard line. Yardage to gain is the 19. Heenan takes the snap, looks left, gets pressured now, throws it up, has his man, and it's caught. Trevor Weinman deep down the left-hand side, gets his feet inbounds, and he's marked out at the 35.
Boy, that was a great throw by Heenan because he got popped good.
Huge play. Bromley with the pressure. Smashed into Heenan right as he released that ball. But Weinman comes down with a massive catch for the Lancers on a big 3rd down conversion. Heenan now in the pistol. Coleman goes in motion. Takes the snap, option, pitches it out to Shenna. He's out to the right-hand side, has first down yardage, but it's coming back. There's a hold.
I don't know, it might be a roughing the passer, or might be roughing a quarterback.
Now it's dropped at the 40, so nowhere near where Heenan was. And it's a hold on the Lancers. That's coming back. Flag was down at the 40. It'll be marked back at the 30, so it'll be 1st and 15 for the Lancers on their own 30. And that was a huge call for the Bulldogs as Shenna took it out around the right-hand side, had first down yardage out near midfield. Lancer fans are unhappy. We saw the replay there. It looked like there was a hold, as that's how Shenna got that right edge.
Yep.
Looked like they might have Trevor Weinman, who just made that huge catch on 3rd down, on the hold call there.
Yeah, Weinman had a grip of Gradinskis on that play.
Heenan back in the pistol. 2 receivers to his right. He'll hand it off to Shenna up the middle. He gets
nothing.
Gets hit pretty quickly. And you're right, nothing. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, marked down at the 30-yard line, 2nd and 15.
A really great adjustment by the Bulldog defense here. You know, in the second quarter, they were getting picked apart with these runs up the middle. Heenan was calling his own number, picking up big chunk yards. And so far, the Bulldogs have really shut the faucet off on those plays.
Looks like Drake Sutton is in there, too, on the D-line. He could be a huge factor in that change on the defensive line. And Sutton now is going to get a sack. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Drake Sutton with a huge play. Gets Heenan back at his own 21-yard line. And that might do it on the 3rd quarter.
That was just amazing. And, you know, there was a split second there where Heenan was that deer in the headlights because he was looking at Sheridan and he had Sutton, you know, about to hit him. He didn't know what to do. He was trying to think about throwing the ball or making a play, and then finally he just turtled and took the loss.
And a good choice by him. Prevented any kind of deflected pass or fumble, and now it's 3rd and light years.
3rd and 25.
Heenan needs to get to the 45-yard line for a first down, and they're going to get a delay of game penalty.
Nope. Oh, they are?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I thought the clock ran out. No, 3 seconds left.
Flag was in the back.
Offense.
Wow.
Back judge here, way back in the defensive secondary, threw it. He was counting off the last few seconds with his arm. Threw the flag, and it marches the Lancers back to their own 16-yard line.
3rd and 30 coming up here.
3rd down and 30.
Well, let's call it 29.
29 and a half.
3 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Lancers lead 14-6. Heenan takes the snap, fakes it on the handoff. Will take it over the left-hand side, gets out across the 20, but the Lancers will likely be forced to punt. We saw a fake the last time they were in this situation. I would be very surprised if they fake again. It is marked just outside the 21-yard line. We'll swap ends of the field. 12 more minutes on the clock. And we'll see what kinds of excitement we have in the 4th quarter.
Bedford Winter Sports are about to gear up on BCTV and Bedford 105.1 in just 2 weeks. Varsity boys basketball hosting Manchester Central in their season opener. The game is set for Tuesday, December 13th at 7 p.m. Be sure to check out BCTV social media and the NHCCM sports broadcast schedule for all the upcoming games. I do know we've got a hockey doubleheader on that Saturday. I believe it's the 17th. Girls and boys hockey on the same day.
Very few people in Bedford more excited about that double header than our very own Harry Kozlowski.
Yeah, always looking forward to hockey season. Jason Bergeron is signed on to be color again this year, so great to bring the team back and have another go at the trophy. Bulldogs should be pretty solid on the ice, and the girls, I think, have taken some big strides as well. I think they'll be very competitive as well.
Of course, tryouts will start this coming week for all the winter sports. We wish all the athletes well as they try to impress the head coaches for the winter sports programs. And as you mentioned, the games get started very soon after that.
Yeah, about 2 weeks.
So 4th and about 20. A little over 20, I guess, 22, 23. Trevor Weinman is back to punt for the Lancers.
And the Bulldogs have...
Colby Snow is deep to receive.
Tagliaferro is up as a spy on that punter.
Takes the snap, hip level, he punts it away.
Not very good.
It lands at the Lancer 45 and rolls into Bedford territory. Huge roll. It goes down to the Bedford 37, where Danny Black and company will take over.
Positive roll. It wasn't that good of a kick, but it landed and got the roll.
It sure did. 13 seconds off the clock here in the fourth quarter. Bedford trails 14-6. Looking to continue their positive momentum they've had in the third quarter. They had 2 offensive possessions. Of course, the first resulting in Tagliaferro's touchdown catch, 8 yards. And then they drove deep into Lancer territory, turned it over on downs on the Lancer 9. Jet sweep for Tagliaferro now. He tries to get out around the right edge. Brought down after a 2-yard gain. Great pursuit by Dylan Risley.
Yeah, he came out of nowhere. Tagliaferro looked like he had lots of room, but Risley shut that off pretty quickly.
Tried to get that stiff arm out there, but Risley, on a good open field tackle, dragged Tagliaferro to the ground.
He did pick up 2 yards, 2nd and 8 coming up here. 11:17 left in regulation.
On their own 39-yard line, the Bulldogs trot to the line of scrimmage. They will go slot left, tight right. Snow is flanker right. Ledger Russell in the backfield with Danny Black. Black takes the snap, rolls to the left, passes back right. It's a tight end screen to Sheridan. He's got it and ahead for about a 5-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and short, maybe 3rd and 2 as they mark the ball near the 44, close to the 45.
It's going to be 2.5 for the first down. They got to get to the 47-yard line.
Nice little wrinkle there. I like that as Black rolled a little bit to his left and then passed back for that tight end screen. Sheridan sure-handedly catches the ball, gets ahead. Little stutter step right as he caught the ball, but still ahead for 5 yards. 3rd and 3. Black in the pistol. Bunch trips to the right-hand side. Takes the snap, hands it off to Spear, right side, close to the first down.
Very close.
Very close. We'll see where the spot is. He's out near the 47. Near side official trotted in closer to the 46. I think he's going to be short. They're going to measure, but I'm pretty confident he's short here. And decision time. Coach Harry, what are you calling here?
Well, you know, I'd be under center and I would sneak it. But that's
we haven't seen Danny Black under center all season, Harry.
You're basically, you know, facing the meat of that Londonderry line.
True. And he is short, 4th and inches. I like your thought, though. You know, why not go for this? You have some big offensive linemen up front. They've been doing the job most of the game.
You don't have the time. There's 9:55 to go here. They have to score. They can't not score on this possession. They have no choice. They've got to go for it. They've got to convert.
4th down, Sphere trots back into the huddle. Great north-south runner for the Bulldogs. I can imagine we will see Sphere possibly off tackle to the right-hand side. Dylan Soden is the up back over the right guard. Black takes the snap, hands it off to Sphere, goes right side, 1st down. And more. He gets out 5, maybe 6 yards on the carry into Lancer territory. And Coach Harry, you were right. They go for it and they get the 1st down. It was not a quarterback sneak, but Logan Sphere lowering his shoulders and barreling ahead for 1st down yardage.
They went to their most powerful runner and gave him a head start. Gave him some momentum as he went into that line. It paid off with a big gain.
1st down, Bulldogs on the Lancer 48. 2 tight set here for Black. Wing left is Soden. Snow in motion, right to left. They'll jet sweep to the left-hand side. They look to get the edge. He cuts it up inside and gets 3, maybe 4 yards. That's Andrew Coleman on the tackle as he came up and tried to keep contained.
That's about a 4-yard gain right there. And I think the Bulldogs are adjusting their sweeps. They're avoiding the outside lanes, and they're trying to find the inside cut.
Yeah, seeing where those tacklers are coming up, if they have contained, they're trying to break it right into the middle, hoping they have some blockers helping with those pursuers from the inside. Sheridan runs off the field. Looked like there was a personnel confusion. And now I think we're going to see a timeout by Coach Matthews because they don't have enough players out there.
No, they only had 10.
Sheridan ran off the field. I think he was supposed to be on. Coach Matthews takes the timeout. 8:45 to go in the game. The Bulldogs trail 14-6. They have a 2nd and 6 on the Lancer 44-yard line as they look to equalize here.
You might be wondering why I was saying they were running out of time. They need 8 points, which means they have to score a touchdown. They have to get a 2-point conversion. Not a guarantee here. So if they fail in the 2-point conversion, they're going to have to get the ball back one more time after.
That's fair.
And it goes back to the field goal try on 4th down. If they were able to convert a field goal instead of going for it, you know, now you're talking about a single touchdown putting you in the lead.
Very true. Very true. Talking through all these scenarios, these are all of the decisions that Coach Matthews has to weigh as they approach these types of situations. 2-point conversion try will be a given if they hit pay dirt. Black takes the snap, hands it off to Snow. He's going out to the right-hand side. Cuts it back up, gets ahead for another 2 or 3 yards. But again, that speed of the defense shuts down that play as they look to get around the right end.
Yeah, 3rd and 4 coming up here at the Londonderry 42-yard line.
Sure-handed tackle there by Michael Sampson for Londonderry. Just over 8 to go. Clock is ticking. Big 3rd down for the Bulldogs. Londonderry crowd senses it. The cowbells start ringing. A few people are on their feet. Black in the pistol. Snow in motion. They fake it to Snow. They have Sphere in the flat. Ball is short, incomplete. They're looking for Cal McAuliffe. And they can't make the connection. 4th and 4.
Now, I'm not sure why Black bounced that ball in there. He had a rusher in his face.
Yeah, just a tough ball.
I wonder if some contact to his arm might have occurred on that throw.
You saw there on the replay, he did have Sphere out in the right flat, too, as he sprinted out to the side. Nobody was covering Sphere. McAuliffe had 1st down yardage, but Sphere also could have been a good receiver to target there.
Yeah, he was right at the 1st down marker. He could have Throwing it to him much easier, but now we're on 4th down here in 4.
4th and 4. 7:54 to go in the game. And we're going to get a timeout. Coach Matthews takes that timeout, as I think he felt they were close to that play clock. Did not want to take a penalty there.
So big moment here for the Bulldogs. Game hangs in the balance.
4 yards. That's a little long to run, right? So who are you looking for? Maybe one of your tight ends on one of those out patterns? Maybe one of those quick slants over the middle? What's your call here?
How about the same play they just ran, and this time go to Sphere at the marker?
See if they check down to the to the back out of the backfield. It might be open. Not a bad call. 14-6 is your score. 7:54 to go in the game. Londonderry leads, but the Bulldogs have a crucial 4th down and 4 here.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to go through the air here. They don't have the speed to take it to the outside. You could give it the Sphere up the middle again.
2 tight end set. Tagliaferro on the left, Snow on the right. Black takes the snap. He'll roll to the left. He looks downfield. He'll deliver. Has his man. Tagliaferro caught. 1st down yardage.
Wow.
Out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
That was a gutsy call.
Huge gain. They'll mark him at the 15, I believe. And the Bulldogs have a crucial 1st down here. Deep inside Lancer territory, down into the red zone again.
Connor Williams, the defender on that play, upset with himself. One-on-one coverage there with Tagliaferro, couldn't make the play. I think he's complaining that he might have been interfered with. He might have had a push-off from Tagliaferro.
Either way, Tagliaferro, push or not, comes up with the catch. Good pitch, good catch. 1st down Bulldogs.
In the red zone.
Black takes the snap. Hands it off to Soden. He'll go around the right-hand side. Ahead for maybe 2 yards. He'll be marked at the 14-yard line. 2nd and 8. Looks like we might have an injured Lancer. He's just putting his shoe back on, that's all. 7:20 to go and counting. Bulldogs trail 14-6, but they're in the red zone. 2 tight set. Soden, wing left. Snow in motion, right to left. They have it handed to Sphere. He's got some room off the right-hand side, inside the 10-yard line. Falls ahead for 4, maybe 5. It'll be 3rd and 3 as they mark him at the 9-yard line.
Bedford dominating the time of possession here in the 2nd half.
Lancers' offense has struggled. They fumbled their first possession and then have punted twice in a row after that. The Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. 2 tights. Snow in motion, right to left. Sphere again off the right-hand side. He bowls ahead. Looks like he has the 1st down, and he does. 1st and goal at or inside the 5-yard line. Just inside the 5. So 1st and goal from the 5. Excitement here with 6.5 minutes left in the game. Your Division I state championship is on the line, and the Bulldogs are driving.
Everybody's got to have their heads in the right space right now. No false starts, no penalties.
Black back to the line of scrimmage. Snow takes the jet sweep to the left, cuts it back inside. He'll fall ahead for 1 or 2 yards, maybe just 1. They'll mark him at the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 4.
That initial contact made him lose his balance. They wound up getting a yard out of that.
Good push by the defensive lineman there. I didn't see the number, but he blew up that play. I believe that was big number 76, Paul Binder. As that penetration disrupted the play, and Snow had to cut it up quickly.
Yeah, it pushed Ben right back into the runner.
2 tights again. Dillon up back off the right guard. Pistol formation for Black. He takes the snap, hands it off to Sphere, right side. He's in for a touchdown. Touchdown, Logan Sphere. 4-yard touchdown rumble, and it's 14-12.
What a patient run by Sphere. He waited until he found the seam open up and just took it.
Patience was absolutely right. Waited for his blockers, had a little bit of a stutter step at about the 3 or 4 yard line, and then just powered it home from there.
Now here we go. What do we have in the bag of tricks here for a 2-point conversion?
2-point conversion play. Let's see what happens. Not sure why the near side fans are a little rowdy at this point. But this is to tie the game, 14-12, 5:25 to go. The Bulldogs convert here. We have a tie ball game. 2 tight set. Wing right is Soden. Coach Lozon runs on because he wants a timeout. The officials, again, could not see him, so Coach Lozon's running out onto the field to get that timeout called. I can imagine, I can't hear it from here, but I can imagine he was screaming at the top of his lungs. The officials could not hear or see him. Therefore, he was trotting out onto the field, more like sprinting out onto the field, looking shifty as ever with his visor on. And he does get that timeout called.
So both teams are now down to 1 timeout.
And again, a crucial 2-point conversion here with 5:25 to go in the game. The Bulldogs convert here. They tie the game at 14. Of course, that 2-point conversion is necessary as the extra point try after Tagliaferro's touchdown in the 3rd quarter was no good.
Here's a replay again of the touchdown by Sphere.
Yeah, nice little stutter step at the 4 or 5 yard line. Planted his left foot, waited for his blockers, followed them in. And the Lancers barely got a hand on Sphere as he had that touchdown in his sights. Here it is, huge play. Black comes out directly to the line of scrimmage. 2 tight ends set. No, excuse me, Polchinari is very tight, but a split end to the left. Black takes the snap, looks to the right-hand side, delivers, caught, close to the goal line. Oh. No good.
Oh.
No good. Soden caught it, couldn't get it into the end zone.
We can't tell from the angle on this
No
replay.
way we can tell. Out in the right flat, Soden catches it, looks to turn. Outstanding tackle by Jack Drabick.
But the official was right on the line, so he had the best view of all of us.
Phenomenal defensive play by Drabick as he wrapped up Soden right as he caught it. And then assisted Soden, put it in one hand, tried to sneak it out over that goal line and was unsuccessful. So of the 3 yards they needed, they got 2 9/10, but couldn't quite poke it in. The score remains 14-12. And now, Harry, as you mentioned earlier, that decision on 4th and goal from the 9 to go for it looms large. As they had the opportunity to kick a field goal, they've had trouble kicking. Decided to go for it, but the margin remains 2.
You know, that blocked extra point would give you pause to do it again, and maybe Coach Matthews felt more confident that he had a play on 4th and 9, and it was a pretty good play too. Didn't just work, couldn't quite work it out. But boy, I tell you, those 3 points would be big here. And now Bedford's got to make a stop.
Relying on their defense once again. 5:25 to go in the game. Waleed Shaheen will kick it off. The Lancers look to be worried about an onside kick. They squib it along the left-hand side, field it at the 35, falling back to the 34. That is Connor Williams who covers it up, and the Lancers will take over on their own 34-yard line. Squib kick by Shaheen. Not exactly an onside, but he certainly wasn't kicking deep. Trying to get one of those awkward bounces and hoping that a Bedford Bulldog would fall on it. To no avail. Heenan comes back to the line of scrimmage. First possession of the 4th quarter for the Lancers. In motion is Weinman. They take the snap. They hand it off up the middle. This is Shenna, and he'll be tackled at the 40-yard line. caught him by his shoulder pads. And that was
Bromley,
a very good tackle.
Yeah, Parker Bromley saving what could have been a huge gain there by Londonderry.
Strong hand there as he got a handful of shirt and yanked Shenna down after a 6-yard gain.
And now an injury for a Londonderry player. We'll see who's down.
Officials will take a pause here. And as they do, we'll recap. It's a 14-12 lead for the Londonderry Lancers. 5 minutes to go here in the game, the Division I state championship.
Michael Sampson is the lineman down for Londonderry.
2 touchdowns early, one by Heenan and one by Weinman, put the Lancers up 14-0. They carried that 14-0 lead into halftime. The Bulldogs capitalized on a fumble early in the third quarter. An 8-yard touchdown pass to Tagliaferro made it 14-6. It looks like Sampson is okay as he walks to the side. And then you just saw Logan Sphere on a 4-yard touchdown run to get it to 14-12. The 2-point conversion was no good. And we remain 14-12. Heenan back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 4, takes the snap, goes to the left-hand side, over his left tackle, keeps it himself, gets maybe 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2, maybe 3rd and 1. We'll see where the spot is. Close to the 48.
It's going to be short by a yard.
Yeah, 3rd and 1.
And this is obviously a big 3rd down conversion here. Londonderry only able to convert 1 in this half. You know, another 1st down, they could run out a lot of clock here. Bedford's got to get the ball back.
Bulldogs need a play. They only have 1 timeout remaining. Heenan takes the snap, keeps it himself, gets hit in the backfield.
He's going to get stopped.
Very close to the 1st
boy,
down.
This is going to be close.
They trot in right near the 49. This is likely a measurement, and I think you're right. I think you're right. I think he's got 1st down yardage.
He got to the 44-yard line. He got hit in the backfield. He was able to struggle up to the 44.
They're going to measure.
Chains are going to come out here.
Actually, it's a tough spot. The Lancers fans didn't like the spot. He was down very close to that 44-yard line. Hit in the backfield by McAuliffe. That's a good spot, actually.
Yeah, I think he was kind of just behind the 44 here. Let's see what happens. I can't see.
And they got it.
Yeah, they got it.
1st down. 1st down as they brought the yardage markers in from the far sideline. Ball was marked right on the 44. I believe the near side official spotted it correctly, and that was enough for the 1st down.
Well, now they need a turnover. They need a stop. I think a stop would get them down. They might be able to get the ball back with about 2 minutes to go if they can get a stop on 3rd down.
Coach Lozon will be urging Heenan to use every second of that play clock. And the clock runs. 4:05, now just inside 4 minutes. Heenan long count, waiting for that clock to run down. He'll take the snap, fakes it, he'll run up the middle himself, tackled by Jack Rizzo, no gain. Maybe even a half a yard loss.
Yeah, he's going to be down at the 43, so it's a negative 1 yard.
And the clock ticks. They do mark him for a very small loss.
The ball will be snapped right around 3-minute mark.
Coach Lozon will be very patient on the play call, say let's take our time here. Heenan calls out the play. 3 receivers to the left, including the tight end. That's Jaden Navarro. He has Shenna in the backfield behind him. In motion, left to right. They'll fake it. Heenan will keep it himself and get tackled for a loss. Cal McAuliffe. Huge defensive play here by Cal McAuliffe. It'll be 3rd and 11, maybe 12. How soon do you use your timeout if you're the Bulldogs?
Right, if they make the stop here on 3rd down, you will call a timeout.
Then you have to jump into your 2-minute offense. 2:45 and ticking. Heenan on 3rd and 11. If you're Coach Lozon, do you put it in the air?
He's got 4 receivers out there.
They look. Defensive line jumps, but they do not go in the neutral zone. No flag.
Don't get distracted here. Focus.
Heenan in the pistol still, takes the snap, looks to his left, to his right. It's incomplete.
He
short. Short.
And they just did Bedford a huge favor.
It was
Saved
a
them
pass.
Timeout.
Incomplete pass, stops the clock. 4th down and 11. Punting situation. That ball skipped into Coleman, and he really had no chance. Very well short on Heenan's ball there. 2:21 to go in the game. The Bulldogs look to be getting the ball back, as Trevor Weinman will go back to punt. Colby Snow will be back to receive. Dom Tagliaferro does not join him, as they're concerned about that fake punt run.
They got to spy that punter.
Tagliaferro is the spy. Long snap is ready to go. Taken at chest level. Punted away, and he gets a good spiral. Down to the right-hand side. Bounces at the 25, and now will be down at the Bedford 11-yard line.
Well, they've got 89 yards to go for a touchdown, or get to the 15, you think, for a field goal try? A reasonable attempt, 15-yard line?
I don't know. I mean, Colby Snow has a leg.
That would be a 33-yard attempt if they get to the 15. 15,
yeah. I mean, you've got a long way to go, and you're going to need some significant help here.
Well, clock stops on first down here, and they do have one timeout.
2:08, season on the line, championship on the line. Danny Black in the gun, takes the snap. He'll roll to the right. Deliver out to the right-hand side, looking for the out pattern, incomplete. Colchinari early looking for a flag, but none come.
Yeah, he says that number 6 was holding him, Kyle McPhail.
Only 5 seconds tick off the clock, though. 2:03. It'll be 2nd and 10. Fans are on their feet, near side and far, and there's no wonder why. Back to the line of scrimmage. Pistol formation. Sphere to Danny Black's right. He has two receivers to the right in a slot formation. One to the left. Takes the snap. Looks over the middle. He'll scramble. He's getting out. He'll have first down yardage out near the 21-yard line.
They're marking him a little short.
Ooh. We'll see. Yeah, it looks like he might have had it, but they do mark him a little shy of the first down.
Let's see where he goes out here on this replay. He goes out right at the 20-yard line, so yeah, that's probably a good spot.
Sure is. 3rd and a yard. 1:56 remain. And Harry, how's your entertainment factor?
Very. I'm tingly.
Thank you, Jack Edwards. I have to attribute that to him every time. I appreciate the saying, but very fitting, especially in this situation. 1:56 to go. Slot right. Tight left. Snow is flanker left. Danny Black in the gun. Takes the snap. He'll roll to the right. Deliver to the right flat. Caught. And it's a first down and out of bounds. Out to the 31-yard line. Dom Tagliaferro. Good catch there, as it looked like he was looking back into the sun. And that could have been a factor, but it wasn't. Blocking out those intangibles. Tagliaferro, huge catch there, and stops the clock. 1:50 to go.
Yeah, sun is very low to the ground, but the rest of the way the field is a shadow, so it shouldn't be a factor.
Black in the gun, slot right. Snow out to the left. Takes the snap, looks over the middle. He has Sheridan. Catches it out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Clock will stop again.
5-yard
2nd and
gain.
5.
Bulldogs very efficient, only used up about 36 seconds of time since they took over. 1:44 left on the clock here, and they still have a timeout.
They're going to need one of those big chunk plays. They've come out from their own 11-yard line, out to the 36. So they've done a decent job moving the ball so far, but again, they're going to need several more yards to even have a chance at a field goal. 3 receivers to the left, including tight end Kevin Sheridan. Black in the gun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Looks out to the left. Now delivers down the left sideline. Tagliaferro, it's tipped away.
That was a dangerous throw.
Tipped away by Andrew Coleman. Had his hand on it, but couldn't pull it down for the pick.
Double coverage on Tagliaferro. Coleman was the cornerback, and he had safety help coming in from Risley.
Nice read there by Coleman, too. They tried the double move. Tagliaferro ran the wheel route, little out and up, and Coleman sank. Sat into that coverage. If he wasn't there, that's a completion. Trips to the left-hand side now. Black in the gun. Has Sphere to his left. Takes the snap. Looks left. Now scrambles to the right. He's going to have to tuck it and run. He does. Gets back to the line of scrimmage and out of bounds. And a flag.
He gets a late hit.
Flag. Late hit. Personal foul likely on the Lancers. They're going to move him ahead for a first down and 15 yards. That'll be close to midfield.
Let's see what the officials are huddling.
Officials do talk it over. Let's hear it from the official himself.
Personal foul, late hit, out of bounds on the defense.
Wow. What a critical penalty here.
It sure was, and that looks like it will get the Bulldogs into Lancer territory at the 49-yard line.
Still a minute and 29 to go. Very efficient drive here, helped out with this penalty.
Bedford. Defense, 1st and 10.
Huge help for the Bulldogs. They're in Lancer territory at the 49. Slot left, tight right. Snow is to the right. He comes in motion right to left. They fake the sweep. They'll pass it to the left-hand side. Tagliaferro just out of his reach. Tried to dive, couldn't quite get the fingertips on it. But again, they tried that out and up on the left-hand side and can't make the completion. 2nd and 10, 1:22 to go. The Bulldogs trail 14-12, but they're driving. Started this drive on their own 11-yard line, and they're into Lancer territory.
Coleman was on that coverage again. Very good coverage. But the pass, it was definitely a ball placement thing. If we could have gotten the ball into Tagliaferro's hands, he might have gone the distance.
Tough one there. It was just out of his reach. 3 receivers now to the left, including Sheridan, who's tight. Black takes the snap. He looks left. He'll shuffle to the left and complete a pass to Snow. Very close to a first down at the 39. I think they're going to move the sticks.
Yep.
They do call timeout.
He's at the 39.
And they pause even further. I think they're going to measure.
Another break for Bedford here.
Huge break for Bedford as they don't have to burn a timeout. They do take an official's timeout to see if they have first down yardage.
Snow had to go to the ground to get that ball, which of course he couldn't advance the ball. But the way he fell, he was really beyond the 39-yard line, more like the 38 and a half.
Well, it looks like a pretty good spot to me. It's so hard to tell from here, too.
It is a first down.
And they have a first down. The Bulldogs reset the chains. They're on the Lancer 39-yard line. They trail by 2, 14-12, 1:16 to go in the game. The Lancers looking to go back-to-back. The Bulldogs trying to spoil their plans. Slot right, tight left, Snow flanker left. Black in the gun, takes the snap. He looks downfield, out to the right-hand side, has his man, it's caught, and out of bounds is Polchinary. It's a first down.
And he was wide open. Somebody blew a coverage right there.
They're playing soft coverage. They don't want to give up the big ball here, but they're moving the chains. The ball's on the 25-yard line. Heading in. First down, Bedford. 1:06 remain. Slot left, tight right. Snow off the line on the right-hand side. Black in the gun. Sphere to his left. He takes the snap. He looks downfield, out to the left-hand side. He delivers over the middle. Ooh, wow, hit early and no flag. Looked like it was high and out of reach for Kevin Sheridan, but that contact was definitely early and no yellow hanky. 1 minute remains. 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs on the 25.
That was a really busy middle there that Black was throwing into.
Sure was. We can get a replay on that. I'd love to see it. Might be too late now as Black is back into the huddle. We do see it now. Sheridan ran that in. Delivered over the middle. We can't quite see it, but it did look like that contact came early.
And Risley was behind the play. Could have made a play on the ball.
Slot left, tight right. Black in the gun. Takes the snap. Looks over the middle now. Delivers to the right-hand side. It's incomplete. Looking for Sheridan on the out pattern. Incomplete near the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 10.
So let's think about this real quick. 20-yard line, well, where they are now, they're at the 25, 35. You're looking at a 43-yard field goal attempt from here.
42, 43-yarder.
That's probably on the outer reaches of what Snow can do.
That's desperation right there, and you're right. I'm not sure he has the leg to make that.
So we'll find out, I mean, if they can get a little closer, get it to at least the 20-yard line.
Of course, ideal is a first down here on 3rd and 10. Black has slot left, split right, takes the snap. He looks left, delivers over the middle, caught! It's close to the first down. Taking a shot is Tagliaferro. I think he has a first down, but Tagliaferro is in agony as he was drilled in the back. We'll see the replay. He runs the in. Bit of a slant pattern, took a shot on his left shoulder. We're going to have officials timeout as Tagliaferro is hurting. Very close to that first down. We'll have to see where they spot it, whether they rule it a first down, and what happens from here. But first, our concern is for Dominic Tagliaferro.
Well, he's down at the 14-yard line, and the marker's at the 15.
Yeah, he's inside that 15-yard line.
If they spot it correctly, it should be well beyond. Yeah, the markers are moving. They're going to give him the first. They're going to mark him at the 14-yard line.
Huge play by Tagliaferro. Great catch with his hands out away from the body, and great to see him stand up here. That was a shot. It didn't look like it hit him in the head. Kind of on his back left side of his shoulder area. He'll walk to the sideline. And if I'm a betting man, I'm not, but if I'm a betting man, he might be back in this huddle for second down.
Yeah, he'd be a big loss.
50 seconds to go. 14-12 is your score. Bedford has a first down on the Lancer 14-yard line. The clock runs. He was tackled inbounds. They get to the line of scrimmage quickly. Slot right, Black in the gun, takes the snap. He rolls to his right, delivers, end zone, touchdown!
No, he dropped it.
He dropped it. Wow! Wow! It looked like it was in his hands. It must have just squirted through or batted away. Seth Doyon likely smacked it away last second. That was Evan Sabati deep in the right corner. Wow! It looked like that was a touchdown, but that ball came out. Sabati was in the slot on the right-hand side. You see on the replay. Ran the smash route over his shoulder. Looked like he had it, but Doyon, outstanding play. 2nd and 10. 31 seconds remain. 3 receivers to the left. Black in the gun. We get a timeout and a flag deep in the back. Delay of game.
Offense. Full second down.
I don't know about that.
Tough one there. They'll march him back to the 19-yard line. 5-yard penalty. It'll be 2nd and 15. Somewhat irrelevant.
The play calling here has been very aggressive. They've been going for 10 yards plus each play instead of 5, 6, 7 yard plays, trying to chip away at the. They have the time. They've got the timeout.
To me, that's an indication of their lack of confidence in the kicking game, Harry. 31 seconds to go. Black has 3 receivers to his left. Tight end right is Sheridan. Sphere in the backfield. Black takes the snap, looks downfield, delivers. Ooh, pulled down. Wow, no call. Wow, no call. Pulled down was Snow. We'll see it on the replay. Coleman was right there. Looked like he had a handful of shoulder pad.
Yeah.
Snow, wow, goes to the
Should have
ground.
been defensive holding at the very least.
No call. It is 3rd down and 15.
Now, what do you do here?
On the 19.
You know, are you going to go for the first down, touchdown? That's the 4-yard line. Or do you try to get a little closer and maybe set yourself up for a field goal or a 4th down try?
From right here, it's a 36-yard field goal. Ball spotted on the 19. Black has slot left. In motion is Snow. They fake it. They'll deliver to the left-hand side. Caught! Down to the 10-yard line.
Now the timeout.
Still not enough for a first down. Matthews takes the timeout. 17 seconds to go. It is
now the decision. Field goal to win or go for 4th down.
I mean, you got to go for the field goal, right?
Well, if he did, I wouldn't have called it. I wouldn't have called the timeout.
That's the
Why wouldn't you have to?
If they were going to go for the field goal, I would have let the clock run down a little 2 seconds.
No way they get the field goal unit on from the sideline to get lined up to keep.
No. You let the clock run down to. It's 4th and 6. You let the clock run down to 2 seconds, then you call a timeout.
Okay, fair enough.
And you make it the last play. You don't want to give. Trust me, as a Bills fan here, you don't want to leave any time on the clock. I don't want to see another 13 seconds here.
That's fair.
So you want to bleed the clock down. So now they're obviously thinking about going for it on 4th down.
I'm not sure I see the logic in that, other than the absolute lack in confidence in the kicking game. From right here, it's a 27-yard field goal. And Sabati has a kicking tee in his hand.
So they are going to go for
Colby Snow, state championship is on the line. 27-yard field goal attempt from the left hash.
We'll see if Coach Lozon tries to use his timeout and ice him.
Henrishon will long snap. Evan Sabati with the hold. Colby Snow will kick. Snap is back. Kick is up. It looks good. It is good.
It's good.
It is good.
It's good.
They stop the clock. 10 seconds to go. Field goal is good. The Bulldogs take the lead 15-14. Wow. Colby Snow, the potential hero, but there are 10 seconds on the clock.
So now they've got to kick the ball off. You know, if they could have waited. I think they could have waited till there was 2 seconds on the clock.
That's a fair point, Harry. I like it. There are 10 seconds left. That's a great point, but hopefully they make it irrelevant.
Well, what do you do here? I guess you squib it. You try to avoid, the big run back. Ball out of bounds, and Hail Mary. I don't know. I mean,
kick it deep out of bounds, make them start from their own 35. I mean, that's the way I would go. You know, angle it to the side, prevent any kind of run back.
But then you want to avoid a, Sanford band kind of situation where
the band is on the field. The band is on the field.
Yeah, make sure the Londonderry band stays in the stands there.
Jeez, I mean, that would make quite a white picket fence for sure. Wow, what a game, Harry. 15-14, the Bulldogs take the lead on a late 27-yard field goal by Colby Snow. They will kick off from the 40. 10 seconds remain in the game. Cinderella story as the Bulldogs were the number 10 seed coming into the game.
13 seconds.
And the official puts another 3 seconds on the clock. I actually watched too many seconds tick off as the field goal went through. They do add 3 seconds. I think that's the appropriate call from the official. 13 seconds remain. Colby Snow will do the kickoff duties as he's a good defender and a sure-handed tackler. Good choice by Coach Matthews. They squib it down the middle. It bounces at the 25, scoots way back to the 10, fielded there inside the 10, and out of bounds. Wonderful special teams play by the Bulldogs.
Out at the 9-yard line.
9-yard line is the starting field position.
That was such a good kick because if it wasn't picked up, it would have died inside the 5. There was no chance of it going out of bounds, and the clock would have run out, and it would have been a live ball.
Lancer fans are stunned. Complete silence on this side of the stadium. The Bulldogs fans are going bananas on the far side. Flags are waving, people cheering, hands are in the air. Heenan has 3 receivers to his left, 8 seconds to go, and 91 yards.
Bulldogs rushing 3.
Heenan looks to his left, delivers, deep outside, picked off. Soden ices it. 1.4 seconds remain. Soden comes up with a pick. 15-14 is your score after a late field goal. And the Bulldogs sideline are raising their hands this close to victory.
All they need to do is victory formation, close it out. 1.4 seconds away from a championship.
A bit of a duck there. Soden could have called for a fair catch. Of course, he couldn't, as it was a defensive play, but he was waiting for that to come down. It's on the 20-yard line, inside Lancer territory. All you need is a snap and a kneel down, and a state championship will return to Bedford. Victory formation. The Lancers are slow to get back. Offsides, if they want to call it that way. Kneeling down is Danny Black and raising the football into the air as the Bulldogs take home victory here at Exeter. Wonderful game.
15 unanswered points in the second half. 14-0 down. 3 turnovers. That second quarter made you think that Londonderry had this game in the bag. What a turnaround. The Bulldogs just dug down deep, shut out the Londonderry Lancers in the second half, took the ball away. They just kept digging and digging and digging until they pulled out the victory with a last-second field goal.
Classy move by Coach Jimmy Lozon. Goes over to Coach Matthews, congratulates him on a well-fought battle this afternoon. Tough way to end the season for the Lancers, as they were undefeated in New Hampshire throughout the regular season, looking to go back-to-back, but it was not to be. They carried a 14-0 lead into halftime, and as you said, 15 unanswered points by the Bulldogs in the second half brings Bedford to victory. Turnovers galore in the first half. They cleaned it up in the second half, both sides actually, as we only saw the opening drive fumble by the Lancers and a turnover on downs by the Bulldogs in the second half. Quick scoring summary for you. Heenan had an 8-yard touchdown run in the first quarter, followed by a Weinman 8-yard touchdown run, putting the Lancers ahead 14-0. They took that into halftime, but the Bulldogs marched back. They had an 8-yard touchdown pass to Dom Tagliaferro. Extra point was no good, leading to a precarious scoring situation. Logan Sphere with the 4-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter. The 2-point conversion was oh so close, but not to be, leaving the score 14-12. And then the heroics began. The Bulldogs started to drive on their own 11-yard line, marched it down the field to the Lancer 15, and Colby Snow played the hero once again. He had the game of his life last week and the kick of his life this week, as he nailed a 27-yard field goal to put the Bulldogs ahead 15-14, and bringing home a state championship are the Bulldogs.
The third Division I title for the Bulldogs, and you can hear the Bedford crowd from across the stadium. They are into it, and why not? And really, hats off to the Lancers. They played a heck of a game. They did not make this easy. They fought tooth and nail. They made plays that we thought were going to win them the game, like when they kept the 2-point conversion out at the goal line. Probably a matter of inches. keeping that receiver out of the end zone. That was just an incredible defensive play, and they made so many of those defensive plays today.
What a
but
game.
Not enough. Bedford pulled it out.
What a game, what a season. Teams are huddling up now, getting ready for the trophy presentation. We will likely bring you to the in-stadium announcer to talk through the trophy presentation. But the Bulldogs victorious here on a field goal with 13 seconds left in the ball game. Harry, your strategy was absolutely right, but was not required. They did leave at least a little bit of time on that clock. It did not end up costing the Bulldogs as Dylan Soden picked it to seal the game.
Please turn your attention to the center of the field, where representatives of the NHIAA
Football Committee will be presenting today's awards and medals. At this time, would Londonderry head coach Jimmy Lozon and the Londonderry High School captains please come forward to accept the runner-up trophy and medals. This time, would head coach Zach Matthews and the captains of the Bedford High School Bulldogs please come forward and accept the plaque and medals as the 2022 Division I football champions. Teams, 2 great seasons. Congratulations to both Bedford and Londonderry for a great game today. Thank you for coming out to support high school athletics, and please get home safely.
So there's your trophy presentation. The Bulldogs putting the cap on an outstanding season. They had bumps along the way, but they ended here at Bill Ball Stadium, Eustace Field in Exeter, New Hampshire. They come away with a 15-14 edge-of-your-seat victory to win the Division I state championship. Harry Kozlowski.
What a way to end the year.
What a way to end the year. I appreciate being your partner on the airways all year.
Same here, Corey.
Thank you very much to you and the WBNH staff, 105.1, as well as to the BCTV crew here. Andrew Fenn on camera. Executive Vice President, Station Manager, what else should I say? Bill Jennings. And then back in the studio, Dale Bird on all the replays that you're receiving throughout the game and through the replays. We appreciate all you've done this season. We're going to see if we can get some interviews down on the field. But barring anything crazy, congratulations to the Bedford Bulldogs on a well-deserved victory, an amazing football game, and an outstanding season.
Hey, Corey Munster Tiger down here on the field after the victory by the Bulldogs. I'm standing here with Cal McAuliffe, senior, outstanding defensive lineman, some great catches throughout the game too. Cal, thoughts on the game?
I mean, it feels amazing. No one thought we would, make it past the first or second round, and then, we're here. No one certainly thought we were going to win. We won, came back. I mean, we kept our heads high. That was the biggest thing. They dominated us in the first half. Some great adjustments by coaches, and then just like the energy shifted. We came out, made a couple big plays, and we just kept playing.
You talked about those adjustments at halftime. Of course, you're one of the leaders of that defensive line. What did you guys do in the second half that was different?
A big thing was shutting down their quarterback. He had a great game, but he was a big part of their offense. So we set somebody to QB spy him, and then it just came with energy. We were getting blown up off the line. we were missing assignments, so we got our guys together. You know, we had a talk. We said we can still win this game. We got to lock in, and we did. We did exactly that.
An outstanding drive to end the game. You started on your own 11-yard line, drive all the way down to their 10-yard line. What did you say to Colby as he's getting ready for that kick?
I mean, we all just said, you know, you make it, you miss it. We all love you. You've had a great season, but I mean, make the field goal.
Just make it, yeah. And make it he did. Congratulations. Well done. Great season.
Thank you very much.
Corey Munster Tiger down here on the field after the state championship. Bedford Bulldogs pulled it off in thrilling victory, 15-14. I'm here with Danny Black, quarterback for the Bulldogs. You guys started on your own 11-yard line for that final drive. Tell me about your thoughts.
I mean, we worked on the 2-minute drill yesterday in practice, and we did it well yesterday. So if it came down to it today, we knew we could execute, and we really executed it well today.
Executed you did. You only had one timeout as you started that drive. You were picking the defense apart along the sidelines, getting the clock to stop, getting some first downs. What did you say to Colby before he was ready for that kick?
I just said, we got faith in you, man, and just make this. We need the ring.
Yeah, we need the ring. You guys certainly earned it. Well done. Came in as a 10-seed underdog along the way. 3 shutout victories, state championship. Congratulations again. Well done.
Thank you.
Corey Munster Tiger for BCTV down here after Bedford came out with a 15-14 victory in the state championship. Congratulations, Coach. What'd you tell him at halftime? Huge change in that second half.
Yeah, I mean, at halftime we just talked about the fact that we didn't play a great half of football. The only way we were going to dig ourselves out of it if we executed and just attacked the second half. And so I think, to be honest, the 14-point deficit might have been a blessing for us because I think we felt the nerves, we felt the pressure in the first half. Go down 14-0, there's no more pressure, right? Because everybody in the stadium was probably like, oh, Bedford's going to lose this game. And so kids just came out in the second half and attacked. Defense was unbelievable, executed some offensive drives, really got some things clicking in the passing game, and obviously unbelievable last drive and an unbelievable field goal to win it.
Unbelievable last drive is absolutely right. You started on your own 11-yard line. Danny Black was telling us that you worked on the 2-minute drill yesterday, executed it to perfection. What'd you tell Colby Snow right before he was ready to kick that?
We got the kids together in a huddle, and I just told Colby that I loved him, you know, and I said, I love you. And I said, it doesn't matter what the hell happens with this kick. I said, it can go through or you miss it. It doesn't change the way we feel about you. And the rest of the kids in the huddle hugged him and told him they loved him as well, and he went out there and drilled the thing.
Absolutely. Drilled the thing, put a ring on your finger and the rest of the team. Congratulations on a great season. Any other thoughts before we wrap it up?
You know, the last piece, I'd just say what a special group this was. I mean, up and down regular season, we knew that, you know, 13 teams were going to get into the playoffs. We had a tough schedule. I said to the kids at the beginning of the year, this is the toughest schedule any Bedford team had had. And so it was all just a learning process. Everything for this team was, all right, we learned a lesson here. We learned a lesson in this game. This is what we can't do. This is what we have to do to win. And so this season has been a total learning process for the kids, and this is just the perfect culmination to an unbelievable season.
Well done again, Coach Matthews. Congratulations to you and your team.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, again, Corey Munster Tiger down here on the field after the stunning upset victory by the Bulldogs, 15-14 in the Division I state championship. I'm here with Colby Snow, hero of the game, 27-yard field goal to put the Bulldogs ahead at the end. It was snowing last week. You had the game of your life, and this week you're the hero with 10 seconds to go. What was going through your head before that kick?
Not a lot goes through my head, but I mean, I was a little nervous, but like, I walked over to Coach, he said we're kicking it, and he was like, hey, whether it goes in or you miss it, I love you either way. You didn't let anyone down. So I really had no pressure on me. So, I mean, beautiful lines by the block. I mean, blocks by the line, oh my God. I mean, down there, like 8 guys got through. They unfortunately blocked it, but this one was perfect. So
well done to you and your teammates. Outstanding game, outstanding season. It seemed like you guys had a little bit of a change after that first half. Trouble in the first half, some turnovers. They were marching up and down the field. They didn't really punt until the third quarter. What were some of the changes you made on the offensive side? We heard from some of your defensive teammates. What did you do on the offensive side to change?
I mean, I wasn't in there with the conversation, like I wasn't around, but I think we found rollout and something that worked and found the weakness on their defense. Because we knew that reaches and outside runs is their go-to to stop. So we started off shooting it inside, and then that didn't work, so we started throwing the rock, and I mean, we just tore them apart, I think.
Things seem to work out for you guys. Well done. Congratulations on an outstanding season and a championship here today.
Thank you so much.
Great job, man.
Roll Dogs.
There you go. Again, Corey Munster-Tiger for BCTV. Great job, Bulldogs. Congratulations on your state championship.